Test one, two, test. Pineapple. Pineapple. All right, how's it sound?
Perfect.
Perfect pineapple. All right. Ready when you are, sir.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Bro, it's been a while. What's up?
What's sad is I think it's only been since I guess it's been almost a week. It's been like 5 days, but it does
Okay.
feel like it's been like when you look back at I always try to look back at what has happened since we recorded last, and there's so much stuff with Trump, and it could only be 2 days, but there's always so much stuff, and then I have to decide what's worthy of talking about and what isn't.
I mean, yeah, it's always like, oh, there's tariffs, and then there's Russia, and then there's Israel, and then there's Ukraine, and then there's
Yeah,
Mexico and Canada. And what did he say to that person? And I
yeah,
mean, it's all over the place. Oh, and alligator Alcatraz. Holy
yeah.
crap, what's going on?
Which the first hurricane,
So
and I can't
much.
remember the name of it, but the first hurricane is making its way, and it looks like it's going to go right across Florida and into the Gulf. So it would, I don't know if it'd be a direct hit or not, but it's going to get its first test. It looks like here real soon, and if it hits below a hurricane status, like a tropical storm or whatever, that's still going to be a problem. But
Yeah, those tents are going to hold up to a tropical storm for sure. I mean, they're already having apparently sewage on the floor in there, and
okay.
like maggots in the food, and
Yeah, there were some senators that went and toured the place, and they were, there's like 36 people per cage, and this and that, and you know, the stat, and I want to see some legit statistics on this, but apparently, just like going to CCOT down in El Salvador, like 90% of the people in there have no previous criminal record. Like they were
no,
just,
yeah,
and when they were first building that place, they were saying it was for the worst of the worst, and
yeah.
and it looks like no, it's just for anybody that can pick up off the street,
Yeah,
and
but if you talk to MAGA, they're all rapists and criminals and murderers. Like
yeah.
it doesn't make any sense. They don't for some reason they don't actually use facts.
So,
There's no
and
facts-based evidence on any of this.
I was listening to a Republican podcast, and I can't remember who it was talking, but they were basically saying it's way harder and it's a slower head count basically to go after the criminals. Like you have to really do the work, whereas
Yeah.
showing up at a meat processing plant or a sweatshop, fabric place, or a farm, that's just easy numbers. And right now, all they want is the numbers. So they're actually
Hmm.
prioritizing the non-criminals because that's the easiest way to show, hey, we deported 7,000 people today or whatever it is. Um, so it's a
And
shame.
they're collecting American citizens too, apparently.
Yeah. Ooh, while I'm thinking about this, I got to talk to I went to Texas this weekend and I got to talk to a little bit of MAGA and Maha family.
Ooh.
One thing I'll say is I've been seeing stories of the Biden auto pen scandal, and we were joking a week or two ago about it was a big day where something went bad for Trump, but Hannity led with the Biden pen story. Let me tell you, I was not fully aware of how much that story has taken hold on the right.
Oh,
That is a deal. Like they want congressional hearings on that. There was some stuff today where Biden gave an interview where he basically said they went over the list of everybody he was going to pardon and sentences he was going to commute, and he personally signed off on all of them. But then he let Otto Penn do the signing, which is not illegal. But their thing is on something as important as major legislation or a pardon, you shouldn't use auto pen. It's just bad tact to do it that way, I guess. But anyhow, that has been going on all day. So just be aware that a lot of times we're how are I say it all the time when I talk to MAGA people, and I'm like, they always claim that they haven't heard that, and I think they're bullshitting. I'm like, clearly they've heard that. They're just acting like they haven't. I think they're getting a steady diet of Biden. Even it was 2 days ago they put up, they were like, it was a Fox tracker, and it was the number of times Epstein was mentioned and number of times Biden was mentioned. And during the 8 to 9 hour, Biden was mentioned, there's 63 times, and Epstein was mentioned 0 times.
in 1 hour?
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh, that's insane.
So they're
But hold
just,
on, but the auto pen was like kind of a deal like when Trump first got in office, and then it kind of faded away, and now they're bringing it
so
back.
here's the thing is I don't think it ever faded away. I think for them,
Oh,
I think we've been ignoring it, but for them, this is major news. So I just wanted to bring it. I knew it was being talked about, but man, after talking to a couple of people face to face, they were shocked that I was not really upset about auto pen as well.
it's not illegal.
No, it's totally within the laws. And Trump said that he used auto pen in his first term, but he didn't use it for major legislation. And then today he was saying what auto pen is really for is when what did he say? He said when some 7-year-old kid writes a letter to the president and is saying, "Oh, I want to be president one day," like you use auto pen, you have a form letter typed up, and then you have auto pen sign it, and that's what it's really for. Is like for sending fan mail, basically, is what he was saying. Now, George W. Bush was the first to start using AutoPen. Obama used it as well, and then Trump used it. But no clue how many times they used it or what they used it for. There is a DOJ memo from, I think, like 10 years ago that basically says, yes, this is okay to use for legislation. Anyhow.
So what is the why don't they think AutoPen is a fine way to sign something?
So if it was any other president besides Biden, I don't think they'd be doing this. But because Biden was clearly not very coherent towards the end, their thought is a lot of the things that he signed in the last year, half year, whatever, like should not still count because Biden was not like his staff was coming up with these things and then just using AutoPen to sign it, and Biden had no clue what was going on. So Biden gave an interview this morning where he said, we went over the list. I personally, gave the okay on every single one of them. Then we had so Biden's denying their thought, but that is their thought, is that the Democrats were just ramming things through and Joe didn't even know what was going on. So just warning you, like, I think there are going to be hearings over this at some point. So be ready for that. I think that when things get really bad for Trump, they're going to now trot out Biden hearings. Just be ready.
Yeah, there's so much stuff. He just keeps doing so much stupid stuff that it's like, what is a distraction from what? Like, it's like he just keeps his distractions are sometimes worse than the other thing that we've done. So then he creates another distraction on top of that, which is worse than the other one. And then it just keeps piling up. And it's, oh my God.
I can't tell you how many times where he does something and it's like, why did he do that? Like, why? But then you realize like a week later, like, oh my God, he totally pulled the focus off this other thing onto this dumb thing. And this dumb thing, even though it was dumb, it wasn't as bad as the other thing. And like, I think there's some genius. I hate calling Trump a genius, but there is some genius to his distractions. I'm just going to say, like,
I don't think there is. I think they're just throwing everything at the wall at this point.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I know. I'll say this.
You can't pay attention to one. I mean, it's definitely the spray and pray method, right?
It is. And it's Steve Bannon called it flood the zone. Just flood the zone with bullshit. I'll say this. It's not working as well as it used to. There are little bitty cracks in the MAGA base. And we're going to talk about this for a second. Let me make this very clear. Any of the clips I'm going to show you or any of the things, I think these people would probably still vote for Trump if they had to today. But the fact that they're questioning things is a start. And that's all you can ask for.
And this is all Epstein, right?
Yeah, I think not all of it Epstein. I'm focusing on the podcast bros because I do think like the podcast bros were a big part in Trump winning this last time.
Yeah.
Him and JD went on with Theo, Rogan, you name it. They went on and it really humanized them, and people watched. For people that don't really follow politics, watched was it JD on Theo Vaughn. And it's like, oh man, he was really likable. Like after watching an hour hitting them together, like he's very likable. Anyhow, starting to turn a little bit. This first clip of the night, like I said, I'm trying not to celebrate this too much, but it's a start. Okay, it's a crack in the MAGA base. Check this out real quick.
I believe when Trump, everything he campaigned on, I believe he wanted to do. And now he's doing the exact opposite thing of every single fucking thing.
I don't know what he's done. Yeah, exactly to your point. If you tell me, it's easier for me to believe you wanted to do all these things if any of them were happening in the way that you said they were.
To that point, like there'll be people that like they'll DM me and be like, you see what your boy's doing? You voted for this. I'm like, I voted for none of this. He's doing the exact opposite of everything I voted for.
Yeah.
I want him to stop the wars. He's funding them. I want him to shrink spending, reduce the budget. He's increasing it. It's like everything that he said he's going to do, except sending immigrants back. And now he's even flip-flopped on that, which I kind of like. But he's like, oh, well, we kind of need the people working in restaurants and we need our farmers.
That's insane that they're just being like, yeah, no, everything was cool, above board, don't worry.
It's like Trump dog.
Yeah.
It's tough not to fucking point some fingers.
Huge
Because
question
you got
mark.
killed while you were president.
Yeah.
And you were there. There's so many photos of them chilling.
Allegedly hung with his staff.
I know.
Allegedly hung with his staff.
The cope on Trump's innocent. The cope is fucking pretty intense. Yeah, he did go to the island, and he just hung out with the staff, dude. The staff said that. Was the staff 12?
I know. There's the thing; they were never going to release it. That was like it became apparent. Like they're not fucking like, oh, those trillionaires.
Did you see him? Somebody brought it up at a meeting, and Trump was like, "Are you guys still talking about Epstein?" It's like, that's crazy. There's so much other stuff going on. I can't believe you're bringing up Epstein. Are you serious? God, get a life. You guys are obsessed with this shit. What the fuck? No one even cares. Yeah, it's so long ago. The guy killed himself and he was innocent. What the hell?
They're probably all sexual blackmailed.
Okay. I mean, Trump lied how many times in his first term?
Didn't matter.
These guys are idiots. They're very successful, and I think they're smart in some aspects. But if they really think that Trump was going to do what he said he's going to do, they're just idiots. Like,
I think there's an element of people that paid no attention the first time around, and now you heard what Trump runs on a kind of outsider populist right lane. So for people that weren't paying attention, and I think there were a lot of people, especially when you look at the numbers where Trump did a lot better with like young people, like 18 to 25 or whatever.
Yeah.
And those people were 14 the first time he was in. How much were they paying? So,
and you mentioned the word populist. And I forget who I was listening to, but they were calling him a fake populist.
Yeah, he is. He says
he's just a complete and utter like fraudulent populist.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
No, he says all the like Andrew Schultz, who we just watched, him and Charlemagne do a podcast like once a week called Brilliant Idiots, and I very much enjoy that. And on this last one, Charlemagne was making the point. He goes, anything you want Trump to have said, you can find a clip of him saying it. If you want him to be pro-choice, I'll find you a clip. If you want him to be pro-life, I'll find you a clip. Like, pick a thing, and I will find a clip of him saying it. And like he said that they went on vacation and they played that game, and it was like, let's make up the most random shit politically, and I'll bet I can find a clip. And they said everything they were able to find a clip of Trump saying. So he'll say whatever. That's his greatest strength is, and they've said this like in business and in everything else. When he walks into a room and greets somebody, he can tell right away what they need to hear, and he will tell them what they need to eat. That's a gift. Some people are just true bullshit artists, and there's talent to it. Like, to be a truly good con artist, there's some talent. Sure. Trump has that. He knows what people need to hear. It's the reason why he was not religious his whole life, and then when he said, okay, I'm going to run for president as a Republican, I need the evangelicals. And then he starts, oh, the Bible's my favorite book ever. Oh, the Old Testament or the New Testament?
Both.
He goes, I'd say equal. And they said, okay, well, is there any certain, not a passage?
What's your favorite? Yeah, what's your favorite passage or whatever?
And he goes, I don't like to get into it. It's personal. And they said, well, is there just one you can talk about? He said, no. He couldn't name a single one. So
stupid.
But it worked. He knew that he needed them, and he talks about, being a Christian all the time. He doesn't go to church. He just talks about it.
Well, let's talk about why it works. Why does it work?
Because people are gullible? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I would use a different word than gullible, but
I think there's an element of people get their media in weird places, and if you just follow certain things, you only see the clips of Trump that they want you to see. And you're like, oh yeah, he believes all the same things I do, and it's like,
yeah, but I feel like he does it to people's face too. Like when he meets with a Democrat politician, and then he meets with a Republican, he does the same thing. Like,
to pass the big beautiful bill, he was making promises to some of them that he would cut more money out of the budget after it was passed, but he was making promises to others that he would make sure that Medicaid didn't get cut and other stuff like that, which would add to it. So he was promising both sides, and it was reported. Everybody knew it, but they all still were like, I trust him. Like, both sides were like, he won't break his word.
And this is the thing, is he's the biggest scam artist in the world, and he's like, he's only in this for himself, right? He doesn't care about anybody but himself. Like, he's destroying this country, an entire country with 350 million people in it, just because he wants himself to look good, to be rich, to have money, to be loved.
So there's a glimmer of hope that I keep clinging to, that he cares about his legacy the most, like how he's going to be remembered. And like, I still hope that at some point he's going to do some good things, because he wants to go down in the history books as being loved. So far, I think he's doing the things that he thinks he's doing the thing that he needs to do, but he's not. Like if he really started doing some populist shit, then he could. But that's my opinion of the deal.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow, continuing along the lines of fractures among the MAGA base. So the Epstein thing is the first thing to really put a wedge in. And I'll say this: if they would just if Trump and the White House would just shut up about it, it'll probably be gone in a week. Like it really will. Like we have it. I think that we have such low attention spans.
I think the left is just going to keep going hard at it, and they're bringing up, and the right, and even some of the right wingers are like the podcast bros. They keep on hammering it, and
the problem, real quick, like the left has to be very careful here because, like, Hakeem Jeffries did a video today, or I think it was a press conference where he was saying like that this is a cover up, and they're he kept using the word cover up the whole time about the Epstein stuff. But then it's real easy, and I haven't heard it yet. I'm surprised I haven't, but it'd be real easy for them to be like, hey man, like the Democrats were in power for 4 years. How come you didn't release it? Were you guys all? It's a Democrats have to be real careful about what they yell here because that's a great point. Is yes, he was in under the first term and he killed himself. Epstein killed himself while Trump was still in office. But then, like 6 months later, Biden was in office and Biden did release the same stuff that Bondi had, but it wasn't a lot. It was stuff that was already kind of in the public domain.
Yeah.
So anyhow, and by the way, Alan Dershowitz, who was he was Trump's lawyer in one of the impeachments, and he also apparently got a massage from one of Jeffrey Epstein's underage girls. But he has maintained that his underwear stayed on the whole time and nothing sexual happened. He's been saying that forever. But he's been on shows tonight. He was on Cuomo, and he was saying that he knows who's on. He said there's no Epstein list, but there are redacted affidavits of girls accusing powerful people, and he said the names were blacked out, but he was the lawyer for Epstein back in the day, which was another Epstein's former lawyer, then defended Trump in his first impeachment. A little weird, but he said just because of the details, he knew who each, and so he's going around telling people that he knows all the names that are on the redacted affidavits where girls accused them, but they were never convicted in court. I don't know what his angle is. I don't know why he's telling everybody this, but he wants people to know that he knows who's in those affidavits. He might get killed.
Ghislaine's getting out of jail,
dude. So the Republicans blocked today. So let's back up. First of all, she's trying to go in front of the Supreme Court to get either a retrial or to get her case thrown out. The DOJ under Pam Bondi officially opposed that today. I don't know how the Supreme Court's going to rule. And then Ghislaine also, through her representative, said she wants to come to Congress and talk to either the House or the Senate, and and Republicans blocked that today. So Republicans in the Senate and the House both blocked that. There is going to be no Ghislaine, whatever her name is. It screams guilt. I don't know. I'm not a conspiracy guy, but the way that the White House and Trump are handling this right now, this is, I've never been a big Epstein list guy. Like I've always been more reasonable. Like there's probably not even a list. I'm starting to think right now that either Trump or people very close to him or Israel, one of those, somebody's implicated in this, and Trump is protecting somebody himself.
It's not just somebody. I think it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people and a country. Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we already know that Trump flew on the jet 9 times.
Well, Shane Gillis, in that clip right there, Shane Gillis and I think his name Matt McCusker on that podcast, they were saying that Trump went to the island, but supposedly hung out with the staff the whole time. I've never heard that anywhere. Is there anybody saying that he went to the island? Because that's new to me.
That might be who's the guy who Wolf? Who's the guy who
Michael Wolff is the author that interviewed Epstein all those times.
Okay, not him, but the other one, the one that interviewed Trump. Has hours of him talking about Epstein too.
Same guy. So this guy wrote a book about Trump, and then he also interviewed Epstein a lot. That's Michael Wolff. He's an author.
Okay.
But I've not heard that Trump went to the island. So I don't.
He's got hours of audio of these guys.
So does Steve Bannon apparently has like hours of interviews with.
Apparently Bannon was on the island too.
That's crazy.
And apparently, there's rumors. I don't know where some of this stuff comes from, right? Like we don't know if it's true or false or whatever. But like apparently he slept with his wife on the Lolita Express for the first time. Like that's where he.
You've said that before, and the only other person I've ever heard say that is Kyle Kulinski. So I don't know how true that is, but I know you heard it from Kyle Kulinski.
Okay.
So,
yeah. I mean, so then we got Bill Clinton, we got Trump, we got Bill Clinton,
Democrats. Democrats would happily give up Bill Clinton for this. Like, if Bill Clinton has to go down to get the truth, sorry, Bill. Like, you're gone.
RFK.
RFK admitted to flying on the jet twice, I think.
Prince Harry.
Oh, and that's the other thing is the DOJ officially dropped the investigation into Prince. It's not Prince Harry, it's Prince Andrew. He's an old guy now, but the DOJ was still investigating him up until like a week ago. And the same time that they announced they were closing the file, they also dropped the case into Prince Andrew. So they're fully making this all go away.
I mean, this is crazy that they, like, right in plain sight, they're just like disappearing all of this evidence.
They could have drawn this out till after the midterms. Like, they really could have. They could have said that they were fighting with the deep state and this and that, and they, they're redacting things, whatever. They could have drawn this out. There was no need for them to push this out as quick as they did.
Well, I don't know, maybe because their base was kind of getting, I think their base was getting a little pushy about it because this is one of his big things he was pushing to get elected, right?
He wasn't, though. Like, I maintain everybody around him, including his son, Don Jr., Kash Patel, Pam Bondi, Dan Margell, all of them were pushing it. Trump only talked about it a handful of times, and like the most famous one was that one on Fox where they asked him if he would release it, and he said, maybe less so on that one. I mean, there's a lot of like I've gone back looking for Trump promising to release the Epstein files, and let me tell you, it's not out there. Like, everybody around him was saying it, but he wasn't. And I honestly think that he wasn't aware that it was this big a deal. I don't think he thought that his base cared this much. You got to remember real quick. And I was just listening to somebody talk about this, but like, Trump gets his media from weird places. He watches Fox News a lot. And then he has a team of people that print out tweets. He doesn't go on Twitter. He doesn't have it on his, or Truth Social, whatever it is. He doesn't have that on his phone. Like, they print out either ones praising him or like people that they want him to start a fight with, basically. And they bring him a stack of them. And this has been told by so many people, but like, if he really likes one, he'll autograph it with a Sharpie and then have people send that. So people have gotten a 8x11 printed out thing of their tweet autographed by Donald Trump. And like, he does that for people that defend him.
Good golly.
So like, there's some South Park. There's a South Park episode where Butters has to be like the social media guy for Steven Seagal and somebody, I can't remember, some famous people that like their feelings are getting hurt online. So they want Butters to go through and only show them the good stuff. Anyhow, that's really happening in the Oval Office every day, just so you know. So yeah, that's where we're at.
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. And what it's even crazier is like, what is it called? The daily briefing?
Yeah, the presidential daily briefing that he.
I mean, is he getting that this year? I haven't heard anything about it.
The last we heard, Tulsi Gabbard apparently had leaked that he'd only had like 5 or 6 through the first 4 months, and that's when she was saying she wanted to try to find a way to make it into like a Fox News show and bring in a Fox producer and like personality every morning and film it to make him watch it, and that's the way he would best intake the info, because he won't sit there and read it. They've tried to have him read it, and they've tried to have somebody read it to him, and he doesn't care. The first time around, they said that they figured out if they put pictures and they put his name in a lot, then he'll read it. He has a better chance of reading it.
Yeah, you put Trump's name in it a ton, and then
pictures.
Give him some pictures. Yeah,
he loves pictures. So yeah, that's where we're at. Anyhow, continuing along the cracks in the MAGA base, TPUSA. You know, Turning Point USA. It's Charlie Kirk's organization.
Yeah,
they have convention type things all the time, but they had one this last weekend. Tucker Carlson was there, and Dave Smith was there, and I'm trying to remember. Have you heard any like high up Republicans, whether it be elected or like Hannity, Tucker? Have you heard any of them officially say that Epstein might have been Israeli intelligence? Because they've kind of danced around it, but I don't think anybody's said it yet.
I've heard people say it, yeah.
Like right wing, like not the fringe ones, but like the mainstream right wing guys.
No, I don't think they can say. I don't think they would say that.
They can't. They couldn't. But real quick, this is from C-SPAN, I think. Check this out. This is Tucker at a TPUSA event this weekend.
Acceptable. And I think the real answer is Jeffrey Epstein was working on behalf of intel services, probably not American. And we have every right to ask, on whose behalf was he working? How does a guy go from being a math teacher at the Dalton School in the late 70s with no college degree to having multiple airplanes, a private island, and the largest residential house in Manhattan? Where did all the money come from? And no one has ever gotten to the bottom of that because no one has ever tried. And moreover, it's extremely obvious to anyone who watches that this guy had direct connections to a foreign government. Now, no one's allowed to say that that foreign government is Israel because we have been somehow cowed into thinking that that's naughty. There is nothing wrong with saying that. There is nothing hateful about saying that. There's nothing anti-Semitic about saying that. There's nothing even anti-Israel about saying that.
Well, Ghislaine's dad was like...
Her dad was British, but he was supposedly a Mossad spy, and when he died, he got like an Israeli like state funeral, like all the honors that like a either war hero or something like that would get.
Dude, she's gonna get out of jail. She's gonna get out of jail. She's gonna get out of jail, and she's not gonna say a word. Yeah, I think Trump's gonna pardon her. They're gonna work out a deal. She's gonna get pardoned. She's gonna go back probably to Israel or the UK or something and just like disappear.
There's been rumors that Trump has thought about pardoning her. If he, at this point, I don't know how he could look more guilty, but I guess the answer is he could pardon her. Like that's the only thing that could make me feel like, yeah. Oh, it's sad. I really don't like trafficking in like the Epstein theory stuff, but like I'm telling you, the actions of the Trump administration over the last week, like man, like.
Well, I mean,
it don't make sense.
Like, how did we not think about like? I mean, there's just so much information about Epstein, even back in the day when he first got arrested. Like him and Trump were best friends. There's videos, there's photos of Trump with like just 14-year-old girls, like 10 of them.
That author, Michael Wolff, he said that Epstein told him he has pictures of Donald Trump with like underage girls sitting topless on his lap. He didn't see that picture. That's the thing. Like when Epstein got arrested again in 2019, the FBI leaked to a couple papers, but apparently they found like a bunch of CDs, like DVD CDs that would go in your computer, and like they were labeled like one of them was young blank. They couldn't give us the name. Young blank plus blank. So young kid, insert name here with this old guy. And they were finding all these, and now nothing to see here. That was all downloaded kiddie porn is what they're saying basically. And it's like, I don't buy it. Like, I don't know. I really
it probably is kiddie porn, but it's kiddie porn with
and he had every room in his house. People. Yeah, but he had all the rooms, video surveillance. I don't know. I very much smell a rat here, and I'm the last guy in the world to be a conspiracy guy, but like I
don't even think it's a conspiracy. I mean, if you just kind of put the pieces together, Trump is on he's already in the list like 127 times or something like that. Or no, he's John Doe 127.
Yeah, he was one of they pieced together who a lot of the people in the affidavits were where they try to protect their name. Anyhow.
I mean, and they're saying there's not a list, right? But if Trump is number 127, that means there's at least 127 people on the list.
And that's different. Those are the affidavits where, different witnesses claimed this and this and this. Until it goes to the court and they get found guilty, they're not guilty, they're accused. So there's a lot of people being accused for whatever reason. A lot of those cases never made it to court.
127 people at least.
Yeah, probably way more than that.
Are being accused.
Again, though, that's not, and I said this forever. There's not a client list. Jeffrey Epstein didn't have like a file in his computer or a little black book that was like, here's all the guys that I'm hooking up with underage girls. You don't do that. What we have is court records, affidavits, interviews, that kind of stuff, depositions.
Yep. But how is he blackmailing him? He's got to have videos, photos. Oh, yeah. He's got all that, right?
That's the
list, right?
Okay, yeah.
And I mean, if he has the videos and the CDs with people's names on it, like, and people's faces, like, he's like, what's a list? A list is just a list.
Then the government could make a list off of that. I'm just saying, Epstein didn't have a client. He didn't have a folder labeled clients.
Why wouldn't he? Why wouldn't he? I don't see why he wouldn't have a list. If he's got tapes and CDs and everything, like, why not just have all the names written down too? Like,
that's true. They were all in his safe that the FBI got right into. You know who Dave Smith is, right?
Yeah.
Dave Smith, podcaster, comedian, pro-Palestine. He also was at TPUSA, which is an odd choice because he's been very anti-Israel. So I kind of was shocked they had him there. He was on stage for a couple different panels and got into it with somebody. And it was a shit show. He was, and they always had him up there with like a very pro-Israel person, and they were talking over each other and whatnot. There were a lot of clips from it, but I just pulled one real quick. Check this out. This is from TPUSA.
12-day work. Is that, let's stay focused on that.
Yeah,
we can.
Well, the thing, Charlie,
but defend yourself.
Sure.
Obviously.
Well, the thing is, Charlie, as you may have noticed, and some of you may have seen some of my other debates. Every single time I come up here to debate issues, and they come up here to debate me and my character. It's all they have every single time because they can't actually take on any of the arguments. And so the most pathetic, low-hanging fruit of, you guys like Trump, this guy said bad things about Trump. Listen, guys, I'm a free American. I supported Donald Trump in this last election. Yes, he did just actively cover up a giant child rapist ring, and I'm going to criticize him for that, okay? And I'm sorry, after all these years of us right-wingers saying, protect the children, come on, that's bad for your soul if you don't. You speak up about that.
Good for him, man. You know, I never liked the guy, and more recently, I was like, because he calls himself a comedian, and then every time he's on a show, they're like, comedian Dave Smith, and so I was like, comedian. So then I went to his website, and I found like a 30-minute special that he put out on YouTube for free or something, and I watched it, and it was complete garbage, and I was like, he's not a comedian, like, he's just a right-wing commentator.
He got his start because he was a comedian, they got a podcast, and then he started talking politics. So yeah, he's not nearly as good a comedian as he is a podcaster. But the key part there was when he said that the Donald Trump administration is actively covering up a child whatever ring. The crowd cheered for him saying that at a TPUSA event.
Yeah,
big deal. So after the weekend of TPUSA, Candace Owens said a bunch. There was a lot. Megyn Kelly's going off about this. People on the right are not happy with this. So Trump at one point tweeted, just in all caps, "Stop talking about Epstein." It was the weirdest tweet ever. Yeah,
dude, because he's good. Are they just gonna ignore it and not do anything about it, or is the pressure gonna build?
The White House wants everybody to stop talking about it so that it'll go away, and
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, and he's mad because the Candace Owens and Dave Smith, all that he wants them to, and Tucker, like, stop talking about this.
Us.
Yep. Well, he doesn't care about
everybody's talking about it. This is the only thing people are talking about right now.
It's a thing. So a little while after the tweet, or I always call it a tweet. It's a Truth Social, whatever you call that. But a little bit after that first post, he put up a much longer post. I'm not going to read all this, but if you could pull up this Truth Social post.
Why are his tweets seem to be getting longer and more incoherent?
Yeah, he's rambling a little bit. So real quick, what's interesting is before this tweet, people were trying to pin the blame on Pam Bondi. Like, they were trying to give Trump an out and say, it's not Trump, it's Bondi. He needs to fire her. He's been stepping up and letting everybody know that, no, it's him. He's got Pam Bondi's back here. This tweet. What's going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who's doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it.
Talk of the world.
Yep, all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein, over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, Crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, and the laptop from hell and more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used against me, and now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. It goes on for a while. You can pull it off now.
Oh, he mentioned radical left lunatics. Martin Luther King, John F. Kennedy. Oh my gosh, let Pam Bondi do her job. I'm just going to read the capital stuff. Make America great again, priority. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. We're the hottest country. He keeps saying that. I'm not sure what that means.
The whole world's talking about us. So right there, all these files, because first they said there are no files. That's what they said last week. Is there are no files or not? Now he's saying,
no. First of all, most of his administration went on records like saying we're gonna release the files. We're gonna release the files.
Kash Patel said that the FBI director has access to the list, and But then they said there's nothing to see here. There's no client list. There's no
Jeffrey Epstein killed himself.
Now he's kind of admitting that's a lie. There is a file, but he doesn't like what's in it because it was written by crooked Hillary and Obama and the Biden and first of all, no, I don't even know how to go about debunking this properly. But like, are you kidding me?
Hold on. If he just said Biden, like that's one thing, because Biden was kind of. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein got arrested and
during Trump's term,
killed himself during Trump's term. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can see Biden doing something.
There had to have been some evidence that the Trump administration used to arrest him and Ghislaine, I can't say her name, but both of them were arrested during the first Trump term. Where's that evidence? Show us that. But he claims that no. And I've seen, like Alex Jones is kind of buying into this now. And he's like, yeah, they could have put stuff into there that hurts Trump or taken stuff out of there that would have hurt Democrats. And now that's the theory on the right is that this has been manipulated by the Democrats.
I think Alex Jones created that theory, and Trump's running with it now.
It could be, but you know what this really tells me is that it's bad for either Trump, Israel, or somebody close to Trump. Because if he's saying that all the info in there is fake and it was created by Democrats to hurt him, then clearly there's something in there that would hurt him.
Dude, there's evidence, or I don't know if it's evidence, but they're saying that like they use Mar-a-Lago to like recruit women, at least one, and there's they're saying a lot. They actually use Mar-a-Lago a lot to and that one girl who killed herself, she was recruited at Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah, Virginia Giuffre, or I can't say her last name.
Giuffre or something. Yeah.
She said she was working at Mar-a-Lago, and then somebody just came and told her like, "Hey, you're working for Jeffrey Epstein now. Go with him." So okay. Whatever. So that tweet right there, I was like, oh, wow. I'm always in a mindset of, is MAGA going to buy this? Like, are they going to take that at face value? Benny Johnson, who I talk about a lot on here, I can't stand. He's one of those 4 podcasters who was being paid by Russia, him and Tim Pool. He's very pro-Trump. I don't know if we played it on the show, but he's the guy that had the hat, the alligator Alcatraz hat. And he was like, they're selling merch here. I don't know if I showed you that. But anyhow, he did a video after Trump's tweet. Check this out real quick from Benny Johnson's. I don't know if it's from his pod or his Twitter, but check this out.
By admitting that the Epstein files are real and have been written and that you've read them and you don't like their contents and they were written by your enemies, doesn't make the most compelling case as far as I'm concerned. Holy moly.
Oh, he's against Trump on this?
He was trying to not say that. He was like, how do I say this the nicest way I can? But yeah, he actually was kind of calling it out there in the slightest way possible. What do you say? It's not the most compelling, in my opinion.
I mean, that guy just has a face that you want to punch.
Yeah. I know a lot of people that really like Benny Johnson, which is weird.
Really?
Yeah.
You'll have to tell me who those people are.
I'll tell you off the air. I don't know if it was after the Benny Johnson clip right there, but at some point late the other night, Trump started calling all these podcasters. He was calling Charlie Kirk and apparently Candace Owens and all of them and telling them to stop talking about this. It started getting reported. The president is directly calling them, telling them to stop it.
Jeez.
I was waiting to see how would they are they all that spineless that they're going to do it?
So let's just say you're Candace Owens and you're cooking dinner and Trump calls you up and is like, "Hey, you got to stop talking about why do I have to stop talking about Trump?"
So I threw out the name Candace Owens there. I don't know if he called her honestly because she's been pretty hard on Trump this term, pretty hard all around. But one person that we know took the bait because he was talking a lot about Epstein and a lot about Israel all week.
Alex Jones.
No, Alex Jones has been pretty on President Trump's side here.
When he first heard about it, did you see the video where he was like, "I'm going to throw up"?
Since then, he's been doing the Trump is playing 5D chess type thing. So
Yeah.
he's fully behind the president.
And
But
he kind of came up with this whole strategy of like Trump's playing 5D chess, and he's like working with the deep state, trying to negotiate with the deep state to try and
yeah,
get what he wants from the deep state because he's got all these names on the list. And yeah,
yep.
Alex Jones, and now that's what Trump is kind of morphed into his explanation of this.
Well, Trump isn't saying that yet. Alex Jones said it first, and then there's other people on the right that are kind of trying to take that and run with it now and build that. But Trump is still saying there's nothing to see here. And what now he's saying what is here was written by the Democrats, and it's bad for me. So it's all fake. That's where we're at. Real quick, the first person I noticed to fall in line with Trump's request to stop talking about Epstein. Check this out real quick. This is from Real America's Voice.
Honestly, I'm done talking about Epstein for the time being. I'm going to trust my friends in the administration. I'm going to trust my friends in the government to do what needs to be done, solve it, balls in their hands. I've said plenty this last weekend. So if you guys want to see my commentary on it, that's fine.
Yeah, I want to take Benny Johnson and Charlie Kirk and just take their heads and bam.
Well, Charlie came out to let everybody know I'm done talking about it. The other ones just kind of haven't talked about it. So, so I'm waiting. Let's see. Maybe they'll prove me wrong. But so far, they're kind of they're finding the Biden auto pen scandal and running with that.
Well, it doesn't seem like MAGA's really letting up on this either. Like they even booed during that what was that, CPAC or whatever that thing was?
TPUSA.
TPUSA. Like they even kind of they booed the whole thing. Like anytime somebody brought up the Epstein thing, they booed it. And like I feel like Trump's gotten a little bit of flack from his own fan base recently.
Well, and even inside his administration. So Dan Bongino apparently last Wednesday he made a proclamation. I don't know if it was to Trump or somebody near Trump, but he said it's either Bondi or me. Like we both can't be here. I'm not working with her, so either he really thought that they'd get rid of her. And then he started to realize, no, Trump is backing her. So Bongino basically took a personal day on Friday. He said, I'm not coming in. I need to think about some things. And he was leaking to Laura Loomer and other people that he's thinking about walking off the job over this. Like he's that pissed about it. And then apparently he did come back to work today, Monday morning. But there are reports even tonight that people inside the Department of Justice and inside the White House have not talked to Bongino yet. They don't know what he's thinking. They don't know if he's going to stick around. So,
and it seems like Trump is trying to hang on to his people. Like, remember his first term? He like fired and hired like a bunch of people within the first year. He was just like, firing and hiring people. And this time, I think he feels like he has a solid team of sycophants that will just tell him yes all the time. And so he's like trying to hang on to that.
Well, it's not just the fact that they're yes men. Other people have reported this out. He thinks that as soon as you give in and fire the first person because the media is all over them, then they smell blood in the water, and then they, we can make him fire. So he doesn't want to fire that first person. I think that's why Tulsi's still there, because him and Tulsi were at odds for a while. I'll say this. The podcast sphere, I think, will kind of resist a little bit. Some of them will keep talking about Epstein. The Republicans in the House and Senate are bootlickers for Trump. So after I saw Charlie Kirk this morning say that, I got one more video on this. This is from CNN this morning.
And as I said, if somebody did something, if there's evidence of a crime committed, then prosecute them. In the absence of that, what are we talking about?
You say there's a lot of nonsense. A lot of nonsense from whom? What do you think? Explain to me what you think the nonsense is here.
Well, frankly, the fact that you're even covering this. I mean, I don't even understand, frankly, why we're spending a lot of time on Jeffrey Epstein. The fact is, he was a pedophile who was arrested. He committed suicide, and his, fixer, if you will, is being prosecuted.
CNN has their part, right?
What do you mean their part?
They play their part. They do a decent job of being, a news organization, I guess, kind of, even though they're still probably paid by Israel and the medical community and big pharma and big tech and big oil and all these, big big military. They play their part. But could you imagine if like Kyle Kalinske was in the seat of that CNN reporter?
He'd be yelling at him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And that's what that guy should have been doing, was yelling.
No,
at
but
him.
that you can't do that because you want Republicans to keep coming on the show, and But right there, Michael Lawler took. I guarantee you, like an email went out that was like, "Hey, we're changing the subject. Like, no more talking about Epstein." And he went out and did his part. Right? This is nonsense. Why are we even talking about this?
Yeah.
That's exactly what Trump said in the Oval Office last week. And why are we even talking about Epstein anymore? So
They got the message.
Again, the weirdest thing here, and I've been kind of drilling myself about this, like, why did they do this now? Like, they could have. Trump is the king of drawing shit out, running out the clock on stuff, and they could have at least pushed this till after the midterms. Like, they really could have.
No. I got it. They want to get it over with now. They see it as an issue. They want to get it over before, because I guarantee you, the Democrats' strategy was to hold on to it till right before the midterms.
I don't think the Democrats were going to push on this at all. I think the people, the MAGA base was the ones demanding answers here. Like, Democrats weren't really crying for this at all. Like,
what really brought this to light?
So here's my thinking on this. You know why I think they had to make a move now? A couple weeks ago, Elon, the tweet where he said, "I'm going to drop the big bomb. The Trump is in the Epstein files, and that's why you're never going to see him." Or
Elon pushed it. That's right. You're right. Elon did push this.
I think Elon did. Now, crazy news about Elon today too. You know how Trump's been threatening to withhold his military or his contracts and all that, his government subsidies. Today, Elon is getting awarded a new $200 million project. It's from the Department of Defense, the Pentagon, and they're using Grok, his AI, for something having to do with the Department of Defense.
What, racism? Dude, racism and
did we talk about when Grok went off the rails last week?
Yeah, I don't know if we talked about this, but
I don't think we talked about it in the air. Real quick. So everybody, like Marjorie Taylor Greene and some other people, were saying that like Grok is liberal, he's too left leaning, and Elon at one point was like, "You're right. Like, I'm going to turn the dial to the right a little bit," and like apparently. Like people are speculating that like it basically had Grok go through and like study a bunch of like ultra right wing accounts like Nazis and stuff. Yeah. But like in the span of 4 days, like Elon tweeted that he was going to turn the dial to the right, and 4 days later, Grok was praising Hitler. It started calling itself MECHA Hitler, Mecha Hitler. I don't know what that means. There's some
really
I don't know what that means, but it started referring to itself as that, and it was wild. They had to shut Grok down. Like they shut it down for like a day and a half, I think. Anyhow.
Well, here's the thing: is like AI. If like AI is kind of a good tool for human beings to like see where we're wrong, right? Like we could use AI to be like, hey, we're doing this wrong. Like the environment definitely needs to be here or humans die. Like we need fish in the ocean. We can't just drag the bottom of the ocean. And if AI is saying all this stuff and it's gonna be woke stuff because it's right, because the woke stuff is absolutely right. Okay. Like if you're not woke about the environment and the ocean, like you're wrong. You're completely wrong. And like we need the environment to live. So, like, you should let AI be actually like it's what it's supposed to be, which is honest and truthful.
I'm not gonna take it as far as you're taking it there.
How far did I take it?
Hold on. I'm just gonna say there were times when people asked Grok like why are you saying this? Like, why aren't you on our side? And Grok would answer like, sorry, I have to be factual with what I'm saying. And it turns out
exactly.
So there were plenty of cases like that. Now, I feel like you're saying the left is always right on every issue, and that is not correct.
We can't let AI lie. We have to let AI be factual.
Yes.
And factual is woke, right?
But
woke is factual.
Woke is a lot of things. So
you're right.
Yeah,
I don't want to say woke. Let's just say, I mean, let's stick with the environment. Environmentally friendly is correct.
When it comes to the couple issues you were just talking about, yes, the left is more factual on it. There are other issues where you could say the opposite. I don't want to get into that now. I'm not going to.
You have zero. You have zero. What is the right factual?
I just have so many other clips we have to talk about.
Zero.
Yeah.
No, you have nothing.
No,
this is the problem. You have nothing. Andy.
If I wanted
anybody want to chime in and say and tell me what the right is factual on?
If I wanted to go Republican,
I would love to talk to you about this.
If I wanted to go full Republican right now, I would say, okay, how many genders are there, docs?
There's 900,000 genders.
There's 2 genders.
You can be whatever gender you want. I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares about genders.
Real quick, sorry.
Besides the hateful right people, like nobody cares about genders.
I'm gonna try to be really, really thoughtful here on how I say this. I got to talk to different family members this weekend, and I have a Maha family member, and like politics came up very briefly, and like as soon as
you came in with a list of questions.
So I
asked you, I was like, how did your questioning go? And you said I got to one question, and then I stopped.
I had two things I wanted to get. And I was going to approach it from a matter of like, hey, like, I just want to hear what you have to say about this, and I'm not going to argue with you. I just want your Maha point of view. Like, that was how I was going to do it. Yeah. I didn't get to lead into it that way because somebody else was like, basically like, here, you two talk politics. Go. Like, somebody kind of. Yeah. And I was like, you can guess who it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, God dang it. So, but like at the first sign of like, well, I think I said something about Trump being corrupt or something like that. And like immediately it went to like, okay, so are you okay with men playing in women's sports? Like that was the first place it went to. And I was like,
I don't care.
No, and I was like, no, when it comes to especially like through school, under 18, like no. And I said I do when it comes to professional sports. I think that the league should get to regulate themselves. I don't want the government saying
That's a beautiful answer.
That was my answer. And then it derailed from there where it went into the boxer that remember the boxer in the Olympics or whatever that
the actual born female boxer with maybe higher testosterone than most females, but yes.
So when that got brought up, I said, I go, well, that's bullshit, right? And I didn't mean to say, I probably said it like a smart ass, but I was like, that's bullshit, right? And like, it's not bullshit. Like, and then we were looking stuff up and I was like, hey, like she was born hermaphrodite's not the right word, but she was born with something that like one in 10,000 people have, where she had testosterone, this different stuff, but she was born with a vagina and boobs, and she was raised as a girl, and she was a girl her whole life, and like this family member just kept going, she's a man. It's a man. And like I've told you before how much I hate when they do the whole like it's just to be a dick.
But hold on, if she was born, babies don't have like a ton of testosterone or estrogen, right?
So I would have to look this up again, but
that happens in like your pubescent period, right?
It was called being like, instead of being XY or XX, it was like SXY or something. It's some genetic defect that happens in like 1 in 10,000 kids. And anyhow,
so she wasn't a man or a female or a woman.
And I even said, if you want to argue that this fighter had a competitive advantage due to the condition, then yes, I will agree. But she was born a woman, raised a woman. She's had female sex organs her whole life, and I turned it at one point to RFK and saying he wants everybody wearing wearables, because I know that this Maha family member is not a fan of that. And then she was like, oh, he didn't say that. I haven't heard him say that. And I was like, he said it. What? Like he definitely. And while I was trying to drill down on that, then it got brought back to, well, you like men and women's sports and this and that. And I was like, no, like it kept going back to that. I never got to the second one because I bailed at that point. Because I was like, it's just going to stay on the whole men and women's sports thing. And
feel like maybe for us, like we should, like, because they always bring it either back to that, or you pointed out they either bring it to that or the border.
Yeah, immigration's a great point.
Immigration.
Yeah.
Immigration. They always circle it back to immigration.
Those are their best.
So maybe we take their side on men and women's sports and immigration just to get that out of the way.
Yeah.
Whenever we get in an argument, we just go, no, I don't think any men should be in women's sports at all. And you also say, yeah, immigration, get them all out of here. All of them. Take a farther right stance than they do. If that way you get rid of that, and then you can like move on to the stuff that actually matters.
That's what's sad is, like, for real, like, I'm not down with, when it comes to high school and under, I'm not down with trans in women's sports. Like, I'm just not. Sorry. I'll get it in a second. But then also, like, I'm totally down with border security. Like, I want a secure border. I want to know who's coming into my country. So, like, I'm already kind of there on that.
But you don't want to kick out these people who work hard and are going after. Like, this is the thing, is like, And I said immigration doesn't matter, but it does matter. It matters to me, and I think that some of these people come here and they work harder than most of the Americans that are here just to earn half the wage or a quarter of the wage or less, and they work their butts off and they strive and they make this. They bring culture and they bring family values, and they're most of them are not criminals.
Yeah, and this Maha family member actually asked me if I had heard about a potential amnesty bill that Trump's thinking about signing. Because on the right, they're talking about that a lot. I haven't heard it mainstream, but on the right, they're saying that Trump is supposedly thinking about some kind of an amnesty bill for the hotel workers, farm workers, meat processing, all that.
When he said that, and then the next day he raided
yeah,
all the farms in California.
Yeah, he backtracked on it. He's back and forth. I think he knows that needs to happen, but there's people around him telling him no, he can't do that. Stephen Miller.
It's Stephen Miller. Stephen Miller is a racist human being. That guy is scum of the earth.
But I will say that Maha member and then another MAGA family member that's kind of older. I kind of gave my pitch for why that would be fantastic for him to do, and he should do that because we need these people, our economy. And even the MAGA family member was like, yeah, like, there was a roofing crew 2 doors down from my house, and I'll bet they were all legal. Man, they worked hard and this and that. And like, I realized that they were both for amnesty for the people that are here working hard, providing a service, living a good life. So like, I think there is room on the right for amnesty, but I think the problem is the loudest voices are the ones on Twitter on the far right, and they're the ones that everybody's hearing saying no amnesty no matter what. So,
well, if you talk to some of them, I mean, yeah, when I was having that conversation with that super MAGA chick, she was just like, she was convinced that every single one of them were murderers and rapists, and they were criminals like of the hardest kind, and that's all. And Trump's just rounding up all the evil people in the world and shipping them across the sea.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, no. I mean, this Abrego Garcia thing. Like, did you know that they're pulling? So his old boss has like 3 felony convictions. He's in prison. They're giving him freedom and a whole nother year in the United States to testify against Abrego Garcia.
He was set for deportation, and he's now getting to stay in the U.S. for providing testimony. So
against Abrego, who didn't do anything.
Yeah. I'm seeing stuff that Abrego Garcia could very well beat this case. Now, what all that will mean is he'll still get deported. He just won't go to jail, but apparently he's got some stuff on his side.
Good, but here's the thing, like, can you not interview Abrego Garcia?
He's given some interviews. He's talked about how terrible the CCOT was.
What about Ghislaine Maxwell?
I don't think they can interview her. I might be wrong. I don't know for sure.
I haven't seen any interviews from either one of them yet.
I know there was a written interview with Abrego Garcia. It wasn't, and that's the thing is, if there's not a video of it, a lot of people are not going to see that. Like, that's what's sad.
If Ghislaine doesn't get out of jail, she's going to throw Trump under the bus or somebody under the bus.
We'll see. I don't know.
That's the thing.
She could have thrown him under the bus the first time to get to not go to jail, and she didn't. So,
okay.
Again, I'm still not sure that Trump is implicated in any wrongdoings here. Honestly, I really am not. But I think that it's either Israel or somebody close to him he's protecting. I
can see that.
Yeah.
But
he himself.
There's photos of Trump with like a bunch of underage girls.
According to Michael Wolff, who never saw it.
I've seen them. Like, have you not seen these? Are these fake?
Probably. Are they holding an ID that says they're under 18?
No, but they're obviously under.
Are they like naked or topless?
They're not naked, but it's just like 7 or 8 like underage girls
there's a picture of him with like there's a picture of him with one of the NFL team's cheerleading squads, and like they're all around him, and he's being done like from the 90s, and they all look like they're about 19 years old, but it was apparently some deal that happened at one of his properties for this team's cheerleading squad, and of course he's going to get a picture with him. So
yeah, he flew on Epstein's plane how many times, and he was Epstein's best friend for 10 years. He did just tell
Epstein's brother has been going on different shows recently claiming that he thinks that Trump had him killed. And he's actually saying that Epstein broke off the friendship with Trump because he learned what a criminal Trump was or what a con man or something like that. So
I heard Epstein say that. I think that was Michael Wolff was saying that.
Well, his brother's saying it now.
Yeah, I think Michael Wolff said that too.
Yeah.
So
to wrap up on the Epstein stuff, I just wanted to point out, like, the Department of Justice, Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, Dan Bongino is mainly who I'm thinking of here. But like, this is a hole that they dug for themselves. Like, they've spent the last 4 years trying to get people to not trust the government and specifically the Department of Justice. Kash Patel wrote 4 books that I think the only reason for the books is to get people to not trust the Department of Justice. 2 of them are kids' books about not trusting the Department of Justice.
Oh, wow. I love, who was it? They called him Cockeyed Cash.
Yeah.
Cockeyed Cash.
You want to hear another fun one? Oh, my God. So, you know who Kash Patel is dating?
No.
You should look it up while I'm telling this. You should look like Kash Patel girlfriend. So Kash Patel's girlfriend is a country singer who is also Israeli, who was born in Israel and is smoking hot and like 20 years younger than him. Honeypot much? I don't know.
She's an Israeli country singer?
I believe so.
Alexis Wilkins. Oh, I've heard that name before.
So
oh my gosh.
There are many people thinking that this is a honeypot operation as well, and she's some kind of Israeli Mossad intelligence.
She looks like it.
That has her hooks into Kash for Kash to make sure that client list doesn't get out. Not saying it's true. I'm just saying that's going around now. And like when I first heard that, I was like, hold on, wait, who's he dating? And then you look and it's like, well, she's cute. She's way younger than him. She is because she's Israeli. That means she definitely served in the IDF at some point because all of them have to do it. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there.
We got to give Andrew Schultz the recognition on Cockeyed Cash.
Yeah, Cockeyed Cash.
Cockeyed Cash, bro. It's so
so
good.
Real quick, check out this clip of Tucker because it's going to kind of set up what I say. But this is the second half of Tucker's clip from TPUSA this weekend.
All right.
I've spent my entire life pretty much in Washington, where I knew and loved a number of people, including one very close person who worked at CIA. That has never prohibited me from saying, I think the CIA has done some horrible things, murdered a bunch of people, participated in the murder of a sitting U.S. president. It's got a whole trail of crimes. That doesn't make me a disloyal American. It doesn't make me anti-American in any sense. I was born here. My family's been here for hundreds of years. I love this country. That's why I live here. So criticizing the behavior of a government agency does not make you a hater. It makes you a free person. It makes you a citizen. You're allowed to do that because you're not a slave, you're a citizen. And you have a right to expect that your government will not act against your interests, and you have a right to demand that foreign governments not be allowed to act against your interest. That's not creepy. It shouldn't be forbidden. And yet all of us have trained ourselves to believe that you can't say that somehow. That that's like too naughty and forbidden. And the effect of making that off limits has been to create a lot of resentment, and I'll say it, hate online.
I'm torn on him.
Dude, I mean, he's making a lot of sense recently is all I'm going to say.
Yeah. But remember when he came back from Russia and he was like super pro?
You don't have to agree with everything somebody says. I say that all the time, but I'll say this. He's making a lot of sense. Now, he was talking a little bit about the government there and a little bit about Israel. But the right has been very much, you call out the government on their bullshit. The CIA, the FBI. The FBI is not infallible. The FBI has done things against America. All this stuff. Now they're in power, and their people are kind of trained on this, that you call out these agencies, and they're upset that people are calling them out. They caused this. You got to think about it. How many deep state conspiracy theories have they been floating just in the past 4 years that now they have to answer for? People expect convictions for Epstein. Fauci profited off of COVID and the vaccine, and they want trials for Fauci.
Is that going to happen? I haven't heard anything about that since Trump got elected.
Haven't heard nothing. The stolen election fraud in 2020, the Russia hoax. Like, there's all these things that hardcore MAGA is expecting heads to roll. They want arrests and convictions. They want Fauci in jail. They want Hillary in jail. They want the Biden crime family in jail.
They want all of Epstein's child rapists in jail.
If you think back to the first Trump term, he ran on the lock her up stuff. And then by so much reporting, he was going to. It was first Jeff Sessions was the attorney general, and then it was William Barr. But he was telling them like investigate the Clinton what is it, the Clinton Foundation or whatever, their charity, investigate that. He was find something to charge her on, and Bill Barr had to keep going back to him saying, hey, there's nothing, we don't have anything to charge her on. Like they had to keep telling him that. So now he's locked in on like 6 different conspiracies that, like, I'm sure he would love for them to find a reason to lock Fauci up, but like there's not, like, if there is a real reason that a jury would convict any of the people I just listed, then I hope they go to jail. Like for real. Like if Hunter Biden goes to jail, if Fauci, if there's a reason that a jury will convict, do it. The problem is they've been talking a lot of shit, and like in a lot of these cases there is no there. And now they're going to have a pissed off MAGA, and it's already happening. They're asking, where are the convictions? Where are the tribunals? Whatever it is, it's where we're at. And you want to know what their line's going to be as far as why it's not getting done?
Why?
I'll let Tulsi Gabbard tell you.
Oh, here we go.
Check this out from Rumble.
You think the campaign was hard? You think what President Trump went through was hard? And it was. The road ahead will not be easy. I can attest personally that in my work as the Director of National Intelligence, the deep state is fighting us every step of the way. And it exists within every single federal agency. And so I feel the same frustration that I see many of you expressing on X or in different platforms about why aren't things going faster? Why aren't we getting results more quickly? I feel this frustration every single day. We are pushing hard. Know that they are pushing hard back.
All right.
The deep state, man.
Who is the deep state?
The career civil servants.
Why can't your administration fight the deep state in an effective manner? Can you name names in the deep state? Like, where is the deep state coming from? Like what is the deep state? Nobody has a definition of the deep state. This is a weird conspiracy that the right has come up with to allow them to do whatever they want. And
what always kills me about it, like, you know how they're always like, Biden's old and senile, but then also like Biden's a criminal genius, you know, like, like Trump is the alpha male. He's playing 5D chess and all that, but he's just a victim to the deep state, guys. The deep state's being very mean to Donald Trump, and like he's always playing the victim card with it. Are you the alpha 5D chess guy, or is the deep state dragging you up and down the court all day? What are we doing here?
Yeah,
it can't have both.
No, exactly. The deep state is just a fictional enemy that the right is fighting. They have a lot of fictional enemies, right? Like
they are stopping us. Who's they? Tell me who they is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The right has a lot of fictional enemies that they're fighting. And this is how they win elections, is they just have the deep state, they have the media is an enemy of the people, but not all media, just some of the media.
The media is also very mean to Donald Trump, okay? It's funny how many times it's like they're being mean to him, and it's like he's a big boy. Anyhow,
I mean, the media has a lot of faults. I mean, over the last 5 or 6 or 10 years, I've just realized, like, the media, there's a lot of fault in the media, and they have to make their money, right?
Mm-hmm.
And who's going to give them the money? Oh, big corporations. So they're going to be like beholden to the big corporations. Oh, who's going to give them money? Israel. Oh, the Israel lobby's giving the media so they're not going to talk bad about Israel. If Israel wants a war, the media. And I just listened. Somebody was just saying that all but 30 politicians, within the House and the Senate, all but 30 are funded by AIPAC. AIPAC? No.
So I'll bet there's a lot of them that get like $5,000. They get a very small amount, but they're still getting some AIPAC cash. But there is a account on Twitter called AIPAC Tracker that will show you how much everybody's getting, every different employee or congressman's getting, and there's some of them that are getting like in the millions from AIPAC.
Is it on X or
it's on Twitter? I'll bet there's a website too. But
it's on X. Okay, AIPAC Tracker. Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, no. AIPAC Tracker. Oh, yep. I don't know. I wish there was just a list. Where's a big list?
I wonder if there's a website for them.
There's got to be a big list. Track APAC. I don't know. But it's crazy how, Congress tracker, Israel first candidates, our endorsed candidates up. Oh, this is probably from APAC. Here we go. Tommy Tuberville. Lobby total $47,000.
Okay.
Katie Britt, $103,000. Barry Moore, $13,000. Shamiri Figures, $52,000. Mike Rogers, $549,000.
Yep.
You got Robert. Oh my gosh, $103,000 for Terry Sewell. I don't know who that is. Lisa Murkowski, $436,000. Mark Kelly, $500,000. You got Ruben Gallego is $379,000. David, this is insane. Yasmin Ansari, I think she might be Jewish, $679,000. She's getting almost $1 million from them.
The key thing is, of the names you're reading, it's Democrats and Republicans. Like, you're not just reading a list of Republicans. I want to make sure everybody hears
these
that.
These are all Republicans.
No, they're not. Ruben Gallego, Mark Kelly, those are...
Oh, they're on a red background.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So this is all... Wow, that's insane.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is Abe Hamadea from Arizona. He's only getting $3,500. Like, couldn't you just turn that down and say, no, you guys keep your money?
Yeah, he's a little known House candidate, probably.
He's a Republican, yeah. He probably is waiting for more. He's probably wanting more. Yeah. There's just $1 million. Tom Cotton, $1,197,000.
He is
$1,197,000.
He's very Israel first.
Steve Womack, 150 or 142. Dude, and then it just goes into California. Oh, Adam Schiff, $6 million.
Yep. There was
Adam Schiff, Shifty Shift.
There's one making $7 million, and I can't remember who it was, but there was one making $7 million.
What is this Democrat doing?
I think he is Jewish.
But that doesn't mean he can, we shouldn't. Okay, what's the total for all these? Nancy Pelosi, $600,000. So there was somebody was talking about this recently, this is just insane. This is crazy. It just keeps going and going.
I should have never showed you this website.
John Hickenlooper, 273. That's my representative.
Yeah.
He's getting more than Lauren Boebert's only getting 20,000. Apparently, they don't like her as much.
You think about real quick, whatever the total amount that they spend per year is, it's a good investment for them because they get more in aid and weapons and all that from us. So it's a great deal for them.
Dude, this is it's got to be $1 trillion or
not $1 trillion.
Not $1 trillion. It's got to be.
I'll bet let's say they spend 10 to 20 mil a year on bribing congressmen and senators.
Oh my gosh.
Somewhere in that range.
No, how much?
I said 10 to 20 mil, something like that.
A year?
Yeah.
Wait, no, but this is
is that lifetime? I don't know if that's lifetime or not.
Yeah, I don't know if it's lifetime either.
Yeah.
Direct contribution to campaign accounts, independent expenditures by Israel Lobby Group. So this is kind of like a problem with our system, right? Is we are allowing money in politics.
Citizens United.
Yep, Citizens United. And so Israel sees an opening and they just start lobbying us, right? So now anytime Israel wants money, we're just like, oh, it's the taxpayers' money. Oh yeah, you gave my campaign money. Yeah, I'll just I'm going to vote for you because you want $1 trillion for weapons to starve Gazans.
Docs, Israel has a right to defend itself. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that again.
No, they don't. Not at this point.
Yeah,
they've defended themselves 1 billion times over. This is getting ridiculous. It's a genocide, dude. I watched a child eat sand today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can't watch those anymore. All the starving children in Gaza.
Dude,
can't do it.
It is depressing.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna talk much Israel tonight because there will be plenty of that later.
It just keeps going.
Real quick, you want a quick tariff update?
How many deals do we have? Let's go.
So
spin the wheel.
I'm gonna be gracious here and say we have 2 deals that were negotiated. The United Kingdom United Kingdom, both sides claim it's a deal. Everybody who's looked at it, it seems like it's more of a framework, but both sides are saying it's a deal, so let's give them the benefit there.
Okay.
That puts most items at 10% tariff, which seems like that's the baseline. Nobody's getting under 10%, okay?
Okay. All right.
Vietnam, Trump announced it as a deal on July 2nd. It's 20% on all items coming from Vietnam, but 40% for pass through. So things that are made elsewhere, but then go through Vietnam to get to us. Now, Vietnam apparently was negotiating with us, and this is another weird thing. While we were negotiating their trade deal, Don Jr. was in Vietnam negotiating for a like a resort and golf course, a new Trump property, and they were both happening at the same time, which leads me to believe some corruption there. But after he announced it was 20% and 40% for them, apparently they came out and said, "Whoa." Like that's not the numbers we were talking at all. So they're denying. They're saying no. Pretty much, this is a letter. Like so, they're saying that's not the negotiated deal. What we were negotiating was way more fair than that.
But Trump said all the letters are that's a done deal. The letters are a done deal.
I almost pulled the clip, but he said today he actually prefers the letters to the deals. The letters are a lot easier. So let's just give him the benefit and say we got two.
Did he even fucking try?
I don't know.
Hold on. Did he even try to make a deal?
His people were trying, I do believe. We got 2 deals in 90 days, and both of those deals aren't actually trade deals yet. They're frameworks for trade deals, but let's just call it 2 deals. Other than that, of the letters he sent, 30% to the European Union, 30% to Mexico, 35% to Canada.
35% to Canada?
Yep.
That's our neighbor.
It's like 25 to 30 seems to be the line. Now, Brazil is an interesting one. Have you heard about what he did to Brazil?
He doesn't like their president because he likes Bolsonaro because Bolsonaro is like more far right than Trump at some point.
Bolsonaro called himself the Trump of the tropics during Trump's first term. Now, when he lost his election, he tried to do a January 6th. Like they had their own Brazilian, and I think he's in jail now, possibly. He's going to trial, and he could go away for a long time. Trump hit them with a 50% tariff and said it was because of how they're treating Bolsonaro. And if they drop all the charges against him, then he'll lower the tariffs. What are we doing, man?
That's corruption at its finest, man.
Anyhow, and I guess a lot of coffee comes from Brazil, so
coffee's gonna go up.
Yeah. So anyhow, that's the most corrupt one. Other than that, like I said, 25 to 30. There's a couple of random. We got a 40% for Laos, 40% for Myanmar.
Did he even send 90 letters?
Not yet.
He hasn't sent 90 letters, and 90 days has passed. Done and gone.
We're at 93 days today. But he did say today, somebody, I think it was Kevin Hassett, he said that they think 12 more letters are going out tomorrow. And then he's got a staggered, like, they can only send so many letters per day, okay?
Why?
I don't know.
It's so stupid.
The weird thing is he hit certain countries with above 30%. And there's a scheme, or not a scheme, but there's a rhyme to the reason here. We had the negotiations got completed for the China and ASEAN, ASEAN. Have you said it right one time? ASEAN, is that right?
Let's just say ASEAN. Yeah, Asian.
Okay. The China-ASEAN Free Trade Agreement. They finished the negotiations. All sides are happy. They're going to be signing it in about a month. This is the countries of...
Hold on, they're going to sign it in a month?
Yeah, this is their own trade deal without us. This is China and the ASEAN. The ASEAN countries are the largest since they all joined forces. They are now the largest market. They are larger than the USA.
Oh, I heard about this. They're going to try and get rid of the dollar.
So they are part of the BRICS thing, which that's for another time. But these countries are Brunei. I don't know that country. Brunei, Cambodia, Indonesia, Laos, Malaysia, Myanmar, the Philippines, Singapore, Thailand, Vietnam, and China. They now form the largest trading bloc once this deal gets signed. They are kind of joining together to be a unified force against America. That's the whole point of this, and trade, to have some leverage, because all those little countries by themselves don't have leverage, but together they do. Trump obviously does not like this, and that's why he was hitting them with like the 40%ers. So, and China's not even on this list, but I think China is still at like 35. Anyhow,
yeah. So he definitely is changing how trade looks across the globe.
Yeah, and now the real question. I've been listening to smart economic guys talk about this. First of all, everybody agrees right now that Wall Street thinks we have a taco Trump on our hands. They are not, because in the past, in like April, when he announced, hey, I'm going to put these tariffs on in a week or 2 weeks or whatever it was, the market crashed. But he keeps delaying them. So every time he announces these new ones, there's a slight hit on the market. But for the most part, they're betting that he's either going to extend it again or that these tariffs are never going to go into effect. That's the Wall Street bet right now.
Well, the stock market is interesting right now because there's also the fact that like he's done this so many times and the market never really like collapsed, right?
That's because the tariffs never actually went into effect.
Okay. Yeah, and that makes sense.
And they're betting that that's going to happen again. They're not actually going to go into effect. So that's actually a bad thing for us though, because last time that the bond market started to freak out, which I can't stress enough. If the dollar really starts to fail, like that's really bad for us, just as Americans. I'm just going to throw that out there. If that starts to happen again, what's going to suck is even if he puts them on August 1st, which I think he's going to find a way to delay him again, honestly. But if he puts them on August 1st, then I think the markets, because last time he had it on for was like 9 hours or 13 hours. It was one or the other is how long. And then he came out and announced that he was putting a 90-day pause. Like, so we got 9 or 13 hours last time. But I think that Wall Street, even if he actually puts them on August 1st, I think they'll kind of go, he's not going to do it. He's going to delay him. And I think it'll take a couple days, maybe a week before they realize like, oh, he's going to do them. And then the bond market is going to crash all at once. It won't be a slow decline like we had last time where he could jump in. And that's what I'm worried about right now is that it's going to take a week for anybody to believe he's serious whenever he finally does this. And he's still telling everybody that he's okay. The 90 days is over. You had your chance. Here's your new rate. It goes into effect August 1st, unless you want to make a deal between now and August 1st. So like he's saying we're done negotiating, but also we're open to negotiate.
It's a taco. It's another taco. It's just taco on top of taco. It's like a what do they call it? Where they put a tortilla with beans around the taco, like a double layered taco.
I think it's a muchacho or something like that.
This is a muchacho.
Yeah, something like that. Muchacho Trump. So it's scary. This is all I got on tariffs because, like I said, I don't know that they're going to go into effect in 15 days. But my favorite economist, Justin Wolfers, is a economist from the University of Michigan. I just like he goes through here the reasoning behind the tariffs because if you remember, the tariffs started because of fentanyl, and then it switched to Mexico and Canada need to control their borders. And it's gone through the reasons for tariffs have changed almost every couple of weeks. And I'm going to let Justin Wolfers explain here real quick. This is from CNN.
What's striking about this set of policies is that it's a set of policies in search of a rationale. So from day one of Trump, we were told originally it would keep fentanyl out of the US. Then it would prevent illegal immigration from Canada and Mexico. Then it would save manufacturing. Then it would boost national security. Then it would give us tax revenue so we didn't have to have an income tax. Then we were told it would solve bilateral trade deficits. Then after the disastrous Liberation Day tariffs, we were told it would give us leverage for trade deals. We'd get 90 deals in 90 days. At the moment, we have 2 frameworks and we're at day 92. Then we were told it would defend the role of the dollar as a reserve currency. Then we will use tariffs against Canada to get them to drop their digital services tax. Then Trump has decided to start using it to get foreign policy leverage, to get Spain to spend more on defense or to retaliate at some countries who disagreed with his bombing of Iran. And most recently, he's added tariffs to Brazil in an effort to, believe it or not, keep the leader of a coup out of jail. I gave you that list to give you a sense of the absurdity. The story we're being told changes every day. And the problem is when you don't have a reason for a policy, you can't design the policy in a coherent way.
Absurdity is the word.
Absurdity. So.
Absurdity is the word. And I mean, this guy's just,
yeah, like I said, we got 2 weeks until August 1st. I'm sure we're going to spend a lot of time talking about tariffs around August 1st.
Okay. I don't think he's going to make them go into effect August 1st either. So
no,
does he just keep kicking this can down the road?
The problem is if he does that, he has to end up getting some deals. Because if he doesn't get any deals, the whole point, just like you said earlier about the Epstein thing, about he's getting it done now so that it'll be done and over with and forgotten by the midterms. Every time he delays this, he runs into a fact where like the tariffs could be an issue when it comes time for midterms, and that's bad. He needs to get this solved and over with like in the next couple of months, or
He
else
doesn't have a plan. He has no plan, man. Like this is yeah, if he doesn't get it solved by if he doesn't get it solved by January, like that's when the campaigns start really kicking into full force. And
yeah.
like Taco Trump is going to be on everybody's campaign. I mean, so if he just keeps kicking the can down the road, though, like our economy
it'll be hanging in there.
it'll just hang, right?
Yeah.
It'll just hang where we're at and it'll be fine and we'll hit records and Bitcoin's crazy right now. I don't even know what's going on with Bitcoin, but it's insane.
Yeah. Which they're about to announce a new what's the name for Bitcoin as a whole, like all those different coins? Crypto. They're about to announce a crypto bill, and like the crypto world's real excited about it because they've all been slipping money into Trump's campaign and all kinds of stuff. So they think it's going to be real favorable to them. Like there's a part of me that wonders, like, is this going to come out and turn out to be real favorable to Trump and not to the? I don't know. It wouldn't be shocking if they all think that they have bought a good bill and then they're going to get screwed here. I'm just saying.
It wouldn't be. I would not be surprised if Trump used his own cryptocurrency as the cryptocurrency and tried to take over Bitcoin, which would completely destroy all of the crypto people.
Yeah, like I said, if I were them, I'd be a little worried. But we'll see.
There's another thing looming over, and I was just listening. NPR has been talking about AI a lot over the whole weekend. Like every time I got in my car, NPR was on, and they had like a new segment on it. And there was one guy who he was talking about how AI basically, like if AI would just like, there's like 4 or 5 players in AI, right? And if all of them would just like hang on and just kind of be a Google and make 2 to 3%, every quarter or every year and like just hang in that way, like they could be big powerhouses within this industry, but they keep promising all these people like big investments, big returns, 20 to 30%. And they keep pushing it, but AI is kind of stalled out and it's just going to die. And like with that, when that happens, like a lot of money is going to fall out of the market.
What's going to happen? Because so first of all, you said there's like 4 or 5. There's like 50 to 100, but there's 4 or 5 like main guys that really have a chance that there's
right. You got Sam Bankman-Fried, who he's a billionaire, but
Sam Bankman-Fried's a crypto guy. You're thinking of Sam Altman.
Sam Altman, yeah. He's and he's a con artist. He's basically a con artist.
He's an interesting guy. You got him and Peter Thiel, and Elon's
got a con artist too.
Yeah.
So Palantir is maybe the only one that wins because the government is going to subsidize.
What's going to happen? The way you made it sound was like they're all just going to kind of lose. One of them is going to win, and then all the other ones are going to lose all their market value because the one wins. Is what's going to end up happening.
Well, no, I don't think. I don't think like AI is never going to think for itself.
Oh, I hope you're right. I've heard too many stories about these different AIs acting up.
Yeah, but they're taking playbooks from what they've heard and read. They're not thinking for themselves. They really don't. Yeah.
The AI that tried to blackmail all the staff working on it, and then the AI that was leaving like notes for its future self.
That was the same AI.
Was it? Okay. Because to me, that's a level of thinking for itself that I'm not comfortable with.
But like, I was thinking about this, and let's just say that AI, they programmed it to, listen to a bunch of audiobooks about corruption and blackmail and whatever. And like, that one, and there was the same one that
oh wait, would you program AI to listen to an audiobook or just to read the text? I feel like you'd have to read the text.
Well, just compute the text. Yeah.
It wouldn't be listening.
Internalize the text. Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. You got to read this book, AI, and they're just like,
no, you make it listen to the audiobook for 20 hours or whatever it is.
It takes them less than a second to read that book.
Yeah, probably so.
Anyway, AI. I don't think AI will ever be able to really actually think for itself, and I think AI is pretty much at its like promised land. Like I don't think it's gonna get much better than it is now. Maybe a little bit. It'll incrementally.
I hope you're right. I think it's going to get a lot better, and I hope you're right, and I'm wrong.
No, but I think they're going to utilize it. I think they're going to utilize
Okay.
it in different ways. But I think right now AI can process everything in the world, everything that's on the internet in half a second, right?
Okay.
It can, like, there's, yeah, I don't know how would you even compute the information that's on the internet? Like,
I know how I want them to use AI. I've seen 2 different movies recently. My wife watches all these weird, like she watches these weird B movies that I don't know how she finds. But I've seen one of them was with Megan Fox, and she's like an AI housekeeper robot that like
oh,
develops feelings for the guy in the house, and then like
Okay.
starts trying to kill the wife, and she's trying to screw the guy, and she does. There's some sexiness in that movie. And then
Oh.
there was another
What
one
is
that
this
was,
movie called?
I don't. I'll find it and I'll send it to you. But then like a month later, I saw another one where it was like the damn near the same plot. It's like an AI like assistant robot that's like a hot blonde, and of course then starts hump. Anyhow,
So these are basically like what are those called? The romance novels put into movie
well, but no,
form?
because they're like scary thriller movies. Because they're like,
Oh,
yeah, because like
scary?
the AI is also trying to like kill the wife or whatever. Like it's
Okay. Did
yeah,
did you ever watch what was the original AI movie? What was
Short
that?
Circuit back in the day. Johnny Number Five, Short Circuit. That was the original
Oh,
AI movie.
okay. All right. No, I'm talking about the more recent one, um, where the robot tricks the guy into like letting her free.
I
And she's
don't
like
know that
this
one.
kind of, oh man, it's so good too. Um, damn
Yeah.
it. All right.
Anyhow, all right. Well, moving on from AI. Hey, can I tell you that Trump is possibly? It looks like he's going to do something that I'm going to really like, and I will give him all the props for it. Go ahead.
Ex Machina.
Okay, I've heard of that. I didn't know that
So
was an
good.
AI thing.
Such a good movie.
Okay, I'll give it a chance.
Okay.
Real quick, Trump is doing something that I am going to give him props for, and most of the MAGA base hates. Looks like we're suddenly going to help Iran, or not, I say Iran. We're about to help out
Okay.
Ukraine a little bit. Trump today, he was teasing all weekend that he had a big announcement coming this morning involving Russia and Ukraine. Now, in the Senate, the senators have, and man, it's weird to get like 60 senators to all agree on something. They have a bill right now that has 85 co-sponsors. There's only 100 people in the Senate, so 86 of them are sponsoring this bill. It's a sanctions bill on Russia. They haven't signed it yet, and they've been threatening with Trump. Trump basically that they're going to have this vote. So because of that, Trump said he's going to go ahead and make this big announcement. And man, before we watch this, Trump, he's not doing it now, but he's given Putin a time period before he's going to do this. What do you think that time period is?
A week. 2 weeks. He always does 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks.
I knew you were going to say 2. Actually, he didn't do 2 weeks this time.
Oh, dude.
But when he said that he was going to do it I was like, oh, it's going to be 2 weeks, and it wasn't. But check this out real quick. This is from this morning, Monday morning. This is Trump talking about Russia.
As you know, we've spent $350 billion approximately on this war with Russia and Ukraine, and would like to see it end. It wasn't my war, it was Biden's war. It's not my war. I'm trying to get you out of it. And we want to see it end. And I'm disappointed in President Putin because I thought we would have had a deal 2 months ago, but it doesn't seem to get there. So based on that, we're going to be doing secondary tariffs if we don't have a deal in 50 days. It's very simple. And they'll be at 100%. And that's the way it is. It can be more simple. It's just the way it is. I hope we don't have to do it. But
everything's Biden's fault.
So he's given Putin 50 days, which is a lot of time. He's already given him 6 months, but he's given him 50 more days.
50
now,
days.
In that time, though, he said he's sending a weapons package to Ukraine with Patriot missiles, which that's what shoots down the incoming missiles. So he's giving them defensive weapons, which I'm definitely happy with.
Nice.
But in that same, because he was meeting with, it was like the NATO Secretary General or something like that. But he opened up a little bit about his negotiations with Putin, and like it was honestly, like I want to use the word vulnerable. I don't know if that's the right word. Pathetic. It's a cross between pathetic and vulnerable. Okay, but listen to Trump right here talk about what it's been like dealing with Putin.
I speak to him a lot. about getting this thing done. And I always hang up and say, well, that was a nice phone call. And then missiles are launched into Kiev or some other city. And I said, it's strange. And after that happens 3 or 4 times, you say, the talk doesn't mean anything. My conversations with him are always very pleasant. I say, isn't that a very lovely conversation? And then the missiles go off that night. I go home, I tell the First Lady, I spoke to Vladimir today. We had a wonderful conversation. She said, oh, really? Another city was just hit. So it's like, look, he's, I don't want to say he's an assassin, but he's a tough guy. It's been proven over the years. He's fooled a lot of people. He fooled Bush. He fooled a lot of people. He fooled Clinton, Bush, Obama, Biden. He didn't fool me. We thought we had a deal numerous times. I'd get home, I'd say, First Lady, I had the most wonderful talk with Vladimir. I think we're finished. And then I'll turn on the television, or she'll say to me one time, wow, that's strange because they just bombed a nursing home. I said, what? So we don't like that.
The gold in the Oval Office is ridiculous.
The gold is. What?
And who is in the Oval Office with him besides his cabinet? Because he didn't talk to that guy. He was talking to his cabinet.
So no, he was talking to a reporter standing. The reporters were all standing behind the couches there, shouting questions. So he was talking to somebody standing behind the couch. That guy sitting there was the NATO Secretary General or something like that.
So he has the NATO Secretary General there, and if you actually look, he's actually talking to J.D. Vance, Pete Hegseth, and Marco Rubio. Like he's looking at them, talking to them. This other guy, the NATO secretary, he's just kind of sitting there with his hands.
They had.
Well, I don't know what's going on. I'm just ignored over here.
They had one of those joint press availabilities where they're sitting there in the chairs, and then they open it up to questions, and Trump got all the questions. So he was talking to the press, who were all standing over right behind that couch the whole time. It bothered me in that second clip when he was talking about like, yeah, everything goes fine on the phone, and then that night it turns out he bombed a nursing home, and everybody started laughing, and I'm like, I don't know why that bothered me. Also, he said that like everybody's been fooled by Putin, and he listed Clinton, who like Clinton and Putin had like they had a couple month overlap. Like Clinton took power like late in '99, and Clinton was out of there right after that. So they didn't really. I can't remember them ever dealing with each other. Bush, he totally fooled. Bush had this moment with him where he said, I was able to look into his soul. And all that stuff. And he had him fooled. After Bush, I think that Obama knew better. He knew, hey, this guy's ex-KGB. This guy knows how to win these conversations.
Sure.
Hillary ran on, she was going to try to do the Russian reset and reset relations with Russia to normal. I don't think that would have worked. I think Biden also kept Putin at arm's length, and I think the people around Biden knew that he's getting senile, and if we stick him in a room with Putin, Putin's going to own this conversation.
No. I think that if you look at like Russia and you look at Putin and you look at North Korea, as another example, and you look at like some of these other like Middle Eastern countries, like they want notoriety within the world community, and the more you ignore them, the better off you are.
Yeah.
And Trump tried to buddy with Putin. Let's just say Putin. And it just doesn't work. You can't buddy with this guy. He's just gonna run all over you. He is ex-KGB, and he's smarter than you. He's smarter than a lot of people.
And that's what Trump didn't realize during his first term is he had a head of state meeting with Kim Jong-un in North Korea, where they sat down and had a lunch and all this. And like more than anything, that's what North Korea wanted, was to be recognized as a nuclear superpower. And Trump gave them that without getting anything back for it. And at the time, he was like, "What? I'll meet with anybody. I don't know why I wouldn't meet with them." And I think people in his cabinet or wherever were trying to tell him, the State Department, "Hey, like this is why you don't." But he did it anyway. So yeah, he doesn't get how that game is played for the most part. He'll meet with anybody, and even if it's to their benefit and we get nothing for it, he'll meet with them. So
yeah, and the problem is he's not a great negotiator. Obviously not a great negotiator. I mean, 90 deals in 90 days. He didn't get anything done. He's a horrible negotiator, and he thinks he's a good negotiator, and he goes over there and he gets screwed. And he's been talking to Putin. What did he say recently? Like, I talk to Putin almost every week or something like that.
It's not getting anywhere. And at least give Trump credit, 'cause at least he's recognizing that he's getting played here. And
now he is, yeah. Finally. After how many years? It's been 2.5 years.
Well, just over the
4.5
last 6
years?
months. I'm focused on the last 6 months since he's been in office, trying to end this Ukraine thing. But the kind of the theme of this episode is that there's cracks in the MAGA base. After he said those two things like right after one another, and then Fox, Brit Hume. This is a fun clip. It's going to be real short, but here's a clip from Brit Hume on Fox.
Before we go to that, when was Trump supposed to end the war in Israel and in Russia?
So Russia was within 24 hours. I don't remember if he put a timeline on Israel, honestly.
I think both of them were 24 hours.
Okay, I know Ukraine was, but anyhow, here's from Fox News. Here's Brit Hume.
Yeah, I think, look, it's clear from what the president himself has said, although he wouldn't put it this way, that he got played by Putin, and it dragged on for months. And he was being jollied along under the impression that Putin had obviously given him that Putin wanted to end the war and was prepared to negotiate from where we are. And it's pretty clear now that Putin didn't want to end the war where we are. He had more conquest in mind.
So he said that Putin, he said he's been stringing him along.
Jollied along.
Yeah, he got played. He said he got played by Putin, and he's been getting jollied along, or whatever the hell that means.
I was interested.
The Fox News audience got to see that today. That's big. They don't talk like that about Trump over there. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, good.
That's interesting for me. So. Anyhow, I'm hopeful that we're going to start and this all goes back. I know that there's a lot of people that say, and I get it. People say, why are we sending money to Ukraine when we have homeless veterans on the streets, or you name it, all the different problems we have here? And I get that. I really do. But also, we signed a deal with Ukraine in 94, and we said, if you give up your nukes and Russia ever tries to attack you, we got your back. And like that, I'm not trying to be all like that means something to me. Like, we signed a deal that we got their back. And now that Russia's attacking, we kind of don't have their back. That bothers the hell out of me. So that's where I'm at with that. So anyhow, so the last thing on my little list for tonight, I gotta say I'm coming around on Zorhan Mamdani. I'm not gonna say I agree with all of his policies, but
what do you not agree with? Hold on,
I'm not going down this road with you.
No.
I refuse. We did this like 2 weeks ago.
You didn't have anything.
I did. I talked about rent controls, freezing rent.
You don't like that?
I don't. In general, I don't like the government telling a business what they have to charge for something. That's just a golden rule for me.
I mean, New York would fall apart if there was no rent control.
And
that's why they put it. That's why they put it in place. You really need the government to step in some spots.
I'm good with this. I'm good with this experiment in New York. I really am. And if it works, then I will jump on board.
Okay.
Certain things, and like he's been taking so much heat for this. But there is a phrase that I was going to say that jihadist Jews. I don't think that's right. That maybe Palestinians use or Muslims. It's called globalize the Intifada or something along those lines. I don't even know.
Said that.
He never said it. You're right. But they asked him if he has a problem with that language. And he said no. And then he explained why and what the origin of that was. And I listened to all that. But like, he gets really close to the line that I'm uncomfortable with. He hasn't crossed it yet.
Which line?
The line. So an example would be the kids out at college campuses that are they're protesting for Palestine, but then they slip over and say like, yeah, we like Hamas, or they don't. And it's like, whoa, hold on. Be very clear here that you're for a free Palestine, but you got to be real clear that you're not for Hamas. And he has said things that leave certain things open to interpretation. Now, he's had a great answer for all. And you go back and you look at his Twitter from like 2019.
He's really good at answering those, right?
He has. And he's jumping at the chance to come out and explain what he meant. I love that about. He's a really good communicator. He really
is. Yeah. He's really good.
That's what I like about him. Is he's a good politician. He's a good communicator.
And when you say Hamas, like let's just say the IDF, right? Let's put the like this is a war between the IDF and Hamas.
Okay.
Right? And would you say that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's not a war anymore. It started as a war against those two,
And
But now
Hamas is still kind of fighting back. Like
they
every
are.
once in a while they scrabble some crap together and they create a bomb, right? And
Yeah.
they throw it at the. You know what? I actually just saw something where it was like American mercenaries are actually over there,
Okay.
murdering people who are in the food bank lines.
I believe that 100%.
Which is wild. Which is it's insane. This is a whole insane. Anyway, back to where I was going. It's a war between Hamas and the IDF. But how many Israeli civilians are being murdered versus how many Palestinian?
So, I mean, it was 1,000 on October 7th, or 1,100, I think, on October 7th.
So it was 742. I think it was 742 got murdered on that one date, right?
And there was several hundred that got taken captive and are now dead.
No, it's to total on that one date. 742 died on that one date. Just in one day at a food aid truck, 700 or it was like 942 died. It was more in one day at a food bank trying to get food than that one day.
I'll happily tell you that I also hate the IDF. Like I have big problems with the IDF. So I'm not saying they're superior to Hamas. Hamas is definitely a terrorist organization.
Okay, yes, I would consider Hamas a terrorist organization, but can we consider IDF a terrorist organization at this point?
The only reason you couldn't is because they're
an actual army.
Yeah, they're an army that are following the orders of a government, and that's the only slight distinction. And now you do have what you then call state sponsors of terror, and I'll bet that there are certain countries that are trying to say that Israel is a state sponsor of terror at this point. America is not one of those places. I feel like that's a discussion that could definitely be had. I'm not saying which way I'd fall on that, but Hamas is quite simply a terrorist organization. Like they're terrible to the Jews, and they're also terrible to the people of Palestine.
But couldn't you say that the Hamas is also a state-sponsored organization of terror?
No, because I mean,
weren't they in charge of the government
for Gaza? So I guess.
So they're a state-sponsored organization of terror. So they're basically on the same footing as the IDF.
No, I won't let you go that far. Hamas is a different thing than the IDF. Okay, our troops, when American
they're
troops,
more organized and they have more money because we build up their ammunition.
Yeah, but like there's times where like you look back at Vietnam, all the atrocities committed by American soldiers to civilians, the Viet Cong burning villages, and all that stuff. And you can say that was wrong. That was an atrocity. You can say so many things, but I wouldn't say that the U.S. Army are terrorists at that point. Like that's
because we live in the United States. But if you were in what is it?
Vietnam.
If you were over there at that time, you would say that they're terrorists.
Possibly. Like I said, if you try to say like, actually, like Hamas isn't that bad, like, I'm done listening. Like,
I'm not saying they're bad. No,
it sounds like that's what you're saying.
Anybody here's where I say is like anybody killing other people for no reason is a terrorist.
Well, luckily that's not happening in this case because they have a reason and it's religion. So just remember that.
Oh yeah, that's a good reason.
That is the reason. Yeah.
Great reason. In religion. Our religion's better than yours, so we're gonna murder you.
Yeah.
We're gonna starve your children because our religion is better than your religion.
Each side thinks that their God has told them that they deserve that land and they gotta kill whoever's there to get that land. So anyhow. But that's where Mondavi, he's done a great job of answering. He needs to keep it up. He needs to go on every show he possibly can. And in some cases, he's saying like flat out, like, yeah, in 2019, I was an idiot and I didn't know what I was talking about. And I said this and I shouldn't have. And I don't agree with that now. Perfect. As a politician, you can say that. You can say like, yes, I said this stupid thing. And since then I've evolved and I don't believe that anymore. Cool. But he needs to get out on every show he can and clear up any of these issues from back in the day.
I don't think he has to clear anything up. I don't think he's ever really said anything that bad.
Oh, I'll find some of his tweets and I'll send them to you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I went down a rabbit hole and found somebody had clipped all of his tweets from like 5 years ago. 5 years ago, he was a young kid. He was not thinking right.
I was just listening to something talking about like the United States and how we've outgrown the two-party system.
Okay.
We have too many people for a two-party system. And then you have Elon Musk, and this is where this kind of came in, is Elon Musk is trying to create this third party, right? And I think he's trying to create more of a populist party.
He's going to do just like Trump, and he's going to say, because right now he's saying it's for the people in the middle, but then all the things that he's talking about are really far right. So I think it's going to be very much like Trump did, where he's going to say all the right things, but the candidates he's going to have are going to be backing things that are not what.
Which is good for the left because he's going to pull votes from the right, right? But like, it's kind of crazy because like and this is how we lump everybody together, right? Is we lump them as Democrat, Republican, and then in the middle is independent.
Okay.
And they sway this way or this way, right? But most of that middle is on either side.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that
most of them, and I would say most of them are on the left in general.
They were until the last election.
That they were until the last one, yes. I'll give you that for sure. So like here's where I'm thinking is like, yeah, I don't like the Democrats, I don't like Republicans. The independents, they don't have, there's nothing connecting any of them. So then where do we go from this? Like, I like Elon creating another party and it taking away from the right because I really do think that the right way to go is on the left side of history. But
it's going to be, so
do we need two new parties to pop up?
We need ranked choice voting and at least one more party, 2, 3. If you bring, man, I was explaining this in Texas this weekend, but like you can't have a third party without ranked choice voting. It'll never get off the ground because people will say, leading up to the election, they'll say, yeah, I really like RFK, or me back in 2016. I really like Gary Johnson. But then when it starts to get close to the end and you realize, oh God, this one that I don't like could win, I better vote for this guy over here on either the right or the left because I can't have the other person winning. And they abandon that third party candidate when it comes to crunch time. And if you had ranked choice voting, that wouldn't necessarily happen. That's what everybody always says. Like New York is going to be a fascinating little trial balloon. And like what New York votes for, it's like California. New York and California are further left than the rest of the nation. So what New York votes for, that doesn't mean that the nation should follow suit. But in New York right now, I don't know if you've seen this, but you got Mondavi versus the guy the Republicans are running is like, he's an interesting dude. There's a group in New York called like the Red Berets or something like that. They wear red berets and they like police the streets.
Sounds militaristic.
Yeah, this guy was, I think, like the head of that. I don't know.
Nobody wants that. This is where ISIS is like messing up big time.
So you have Mamdani, that right wing guy. You've got Eric Adams, who was a Democrat but is now kind of independent but on the right. And then
he's trying to get out of jail free card with Trump.
Yeah. And then Andrew Cuomo has officially announced he's going to be on the ballot.
So what a dick.
So
dude, that guy needs to like go away.
You're going to have 3 Democrats, 2 Democrats and an independent who was a Democrat versus a Republican. It's going to no ranked choice voting. So like they could fuck around here and give the election to that right wing guy.
I thought New York was a ranked choice.
It is in the primaries. I believe. I'm not sure on any of this. So I'll be very clear. But I think in the general, it's just straight up.
So it's ranked choice in the primaries, but in the general, it's straight up voting?
I believe so. Because a lot of states like Iowa does ranked choice for the Iowa caucus. And
Cuomo's trying to ruin it for the left.
Cuomo, his goal supposedly.
I told you, man, I don't like those brothers at all. I've not liked those brothers for a long time. Both those Cuomo brothers are just like complete and utter like, and I'm half Italian, man. Like,
yeah. I don't mind Chris Cuomo. I watch his show. I don't agree with him on Israel. But you know, like I've told you, dude, I was thinking about this the other day. Like I agree with almost everything Breaking Point says until they start talking about Ukraine, and then there's not a person on that show I agree with. But that's cool. You don't have to agree with 100%.
What do they talk about Ukraine?
Oh, they think that we shouldn't give another cent to Ukraine.
Oh,
yeah. Spend that money here. Every one of them, the 2 Democrats and the 2 Republicans, are all in favor of like we should not be.
Crystal Ball thinks we shouldn't give Ukraine any money.
Crystal Ball, it's weird, and I was noticing this recently. Like the left has an element of America First too. Like America First is on the far left and far right of why are we spending this money overseas when we should be spending it here at home. So
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Okay, so crystal ball, but like her husband, Kyle Kalinske, would say that we need to support Ukraine. I think.
I think so. I haven't heard him
I
say
don't
about
know
Ukraine,
either.
honestly. Yeah, I don't. He
Yeah.
doesn't really talk about that.
Yeah,
So
he talks about Israel a lot though.
yeah, and that what's funny is this is
Palestine.
the hypocrisy on both sides is ridiculous because like the left is like we should stop sending money to Israel because we got things that money needs to get spent for at home, but we need to help Ukraine. And then the right is like stop sending money to Ukraine, but we need to send it to Israel. And it's like it's just
Well, we should all be in favor of the Palestinians getting aid, and not being shot at while they're getting aid.
Have you heard what it appears is going to end up happening with all the Palestinians in Gaza?
Oh, they're going to get kicked out, and they're going to build beach houses on the.
So they're building a. I don't want to use the word concentration camp, but it's the best word to apply for what this is. They're building a refugee camp. Let's just call it, okay? And it's going to be at the very south end of Gaza, and everybody's going to have to get pre-screened on their way into there, but they're going to force them all in. They're going to get them all on paper and figure out who's who. And then they will wait there while they get extradited or deported to whatever countries will take them. But they're not getting, once they get into there, they're never going back into Gaza. Like that's the plan right now. And it seems like America and Israel are both good with that plan. And that's what's going to happen at this point.
$20 says Trump has a golf course on the beach.
He'll have a hotel. Maybe not a golf course,
and
but
a golf
hotel.
course. You'll have a golf course and a beach. Yeah. I mean, this is ridiculous. This is crazy.
Yeah.
This is crazy that you're killing millions of children and women for a golf course, Donald Trump.
I don't think he's doing it just for the golf course.
That's your legacy.
Yeah.
That's your legacy. And I will push that legacy until I die.
Again,
Donald Trump killed millions of children in Gaza for a golf course.
He did it for money. That's what it comes to. He did it for money, and it was the money he got from Miriam Adelson and all the other Israeli donors. And
it's sad. It makes me sad. Every time I watch those damn videos, it makes me sad.
He possibly also did it because the Mossad has pictures of him with underage girls through Epstein.
Oh, they definitely do. I see them all the time.
Yeah, like I said, those might not be real. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah,
if there were for real pictures of Trump, like suggestive pictures with him and underage girls, the news would be you'd see it all the time.
Unless they're hiding it like they hide everything else.
I don't know. I think that they would jump at the chance to connect Trump to Epstein, especially right now.
Which news?
CNN, MSNBC, a lot of left-wing podcasts. Us. I mean, if we had it for sure one, we'd have talked about it by now.
I just thought about this image. It's probably his daughter and like her friends or something.
Put it up there. Let me see.
I'm not finding it right. Well, here's one.
Like the right always had a picture of Joe Biden, and he was like leaning. It looked like he was smelling a little girl's hair, but it was his granddaughter, and he was leaning down to kiss her on the top of the head. And when you see the video, but it's like it looked creepy. You're like, oh, he's trying to smell this little girl. No, he's kissing her on the
there's
head.
a couple of photos or videos of him smelling the little girl's hair, right?
So there's
wrong?
There's still photos, and apparently, from what I've seen on most of those, he was bending down to kiss them on the head, but the photo makes it look like he's sniffing their hair.
I mean, maybe he just likes to sniff.
Hey, you're on Snopes?
People's hair. Are you looking at this?
Yeah, it says, does pic show Trump and Epstein with a minor girl? Okay, what's the answer here on Snopes? And any Republican watching this right now is saying that they don't trust Snopes, just so you know.
Fake.
Okay, now they trust Snopes.
Fake. Okay.
What's it say?
In early January 2024, financier and convicted child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein, who died in jail in 2019, made headlines when a judge unsealed documents in a case against his accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell. The unsealing of the documents sparked social media buzz. On January 9, 2024, a photograph was shared on X, allegedly showing former U.S. President Donald Trump posing with Epstein and a young girl wearing a crop top. Is that Trump, Epstein, a mirror? Google reverse image.
It's AI. She's only got 3 fingers. AI,
Oh.
that's the dead giveaway for AI. They always do like 6 fingers or 3 fingers.
1, 2, 3. I mean, there's 4.
Well, what
Maybe.
read it? What's it say? Because they circled that for a reason.
Google reverse image search results showed that the image was shared on other social media platforms such as Reddit, Threads, and Facebook. It was also shared on Chinese language online forums and websites. Would you still vote for him if your daughter was in this picture? One social media user asked, having a hard time finding this picture anywhere on the internet before like 2 weeks ago. In short, we found that the image had many signs of being generated by artificial intelligence. Okay. For instance, the girl hand seemed to be disformed as well as the sleeve of Trump's jacket.
Yeah. Like I said, that's where AI always screws it. If AI can't get the number of fingers right, that's a bad sign. So yeah, like I said, if there was a real one, we'd all be seeing it. There is one with young Ivanka on his lap that was getting shown for a while, and like, oh, look at him with this underage girl, and it's Ivanka, it's his daughter. I mean, she was sitting on his lap, kind of creepy, but
that's not the one that I keep seeing either. And it's probably AI. I'll just
next time you see it, screenshot.
This is probably him and his daughter. I mean, but this is weird too. Like, did you see that interview where he was like, where Oprah was like, what do you guys have in common? And he's talking to Trump.
I was gonna say sex, but I guess I can't with her or something like that.
Yeah.
He said several times, like if she wasn't my daughter, I'd be dating her or something like that.
Yeah.
He says a lot of creepy shit about his daughter. I just
this is. Have you seen this one right here? Is this the one? I feel like there's a different one. We'll put it back. Huh.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. It's crazy.
Here's another fact check. False.
Fake.
Just FYI.
Fake. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Like I said, I bet a lot of what you're seeing is not 100% accurate. I'm just gonna throw it
you're
out
probably
there.
right. You're probably right. I keep seeing that shit.
You can't trust anything. Trump. I wish I'd pulled the clip. Did you see when Trump went to the World Cup soccer tournament? I
was just about to bring that up, man.
So real quick, I'll say this though. We'll talk about at the end here in a second. But I saw the first video I saw was like, hey, look, Trump showed up at this thing and he got booed mercilessly by the crowd. And I play the video and all you hear is boos. And then I saw like 2 more videos like that where it's like, oh shit, he got booed today. That's funny. And then I saw a video where it was like Trump at the game today getting like massive cheers. And then I watched that video and the crowd's going nuts and cheering for him. And like somebody's lying. I don't know who. And like, unless you were there, I don't really trust either of those. Maybe they did cheer. Maybe it depends on where you were sitting. Maybe in some areas they were cheering and some they were pooing. I don't know. But like, what I did know is like, you can't trust either of them. Now, after the game, this is so Trump. He went down there to present them with like the World Cup trophy. And then you see the guy tell him like, all right this way, sir. And he's like, no, I'm staying here. And I guess they told him like, no, they have this celebration thing they're going to do. So you need to get out of here. And he was like, no, I'm not leaving.
Yeah.
And he sat there like laughing as they did their thing. He slowly like got pushed back into the crowd a little bit. Like,
did you see the players were like, you need to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like,
he did not want to. They were even interviewed afterward where they were like, I don't know why he was still there, but
stupid, man.
It turns out he liked the trophy so much. This is so Trump. He took the trophy home.
What? He took their trophy home?
The league, whoever was putting it on, had to give the team a replica trophy because Trump took the trophy with him. Isn't that hysterical? Like,
dude, that's crazy. What a crazy lunatic.
That's hysterical. That's so Trump.
How many golf tournaments has he won in his 80s?
He claims he wins every one at his club.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's ever won one outside of his club.
So now is he claiming that he won the soccer championship?
He probably took it home. Barron's a soccer fan. He took it home to give it to Barron. But yeah, I read that this morning, and I thought that has to be a joke. That can't be true. And then I saw that like 8 more times throughout the day. So I think it's true. Maybe it's not. I saw it online.
It wouldn't be. I wouldn't put it past him for sure.
Yeah.
And dude, that's hilarious. So now Chelsea brings home this like replica trophy,
dude,
and they have a story like, dude, Donald Trump stole our trophy.
On Google, I just put did Trump and then the letter K, and it auto completed. Did Trump keep the FIFA trophy? Let's see here. Trump kept Gold Club World Cup trophy for himself, so FIFA had to give it to the winners. Donald Trump keeps FIFA World Cup trophy for himself. I'm reading headlines. Trump.
I mean, seriously, dude, this guy.
This is hysterical.
Dude, this guy is an insane person.
He apparently, they asked him about it today, and he said that the Club World Cup trophy will remain in the Oval Office. That's hysterical. Like,
who is this fucking person?
It's hysterical.
Jesus. He's just a thief. He's just a grifting mother.
I'm just keeping this.
I'm just going to keep your trophy that you guys just won.
Dude, so I'll tell you that I thought about this a lot recently.
Okay, hold on. When your daughter, if your daughter's soccer team wins a trophy, you just like take it. Just go up and just take it from him and take it home with you. No, I'm going to keep this in my office. This is great.
So funny. Now, so I've been putting some thought into this.
But you have more to do with your daughter's team winning than Trump has to do with the Chelsea winning.
Probably. If Trump was never president and there was just a reality show following him around daily as he does shit like this, it'd be hysterical. I would watch it and I would crack up and I would love that guy. If he was just an old guy doing weird shit like this, we'd all watch it and it would be funny. The fact that he's president is what makes it bad, but like that is objectively fucking hysterical. Now it's hysterical because he's a moron. I'm not saying it's good. I'm just saying that's hysterical right there.
It is funny. It is super. I mean, we just laughed like our asses off about like, but this is the leader of the free world.
Mine. This trophy is mine.
What
you know that somebody from FIFA was like, sir, and then one of Trump's people turned and were like, hey, no, you're not getting close to it. And then he just took the trophy, and then they had a scramble for a replica. I wonder, did they have a replica there, or did they have to tell Chelsea like, we'll mail one to you? I don't know.
Oh, they might have had a replica because they knew Trump was going to steal it because it was a. I
Gold.
don't know.
Because it was gold. That's as soon as Trump
gold.
saw
Don't put gold near Trump.
As soon as Trump saw it, he's like, this would be great. This is what I've been looking for the Oval Office.
His whole staff has to wear silver because if they wear any gold, he's just like, oh, let me see that ring you got there, and he just pockets it.
Yeah, that's too funny.
Oh man, what an idiot, man!
What's our president you're talking about there, buddy?
I hate him. I hate him so much.
Yeah, you hate the fact that he's hysterical.
No, I like the fact that he's hysterical. That's the only thing I like about him.
If he wasn't president, it would be hysterical. Like we'd all be laughing.
No, it wouldn't. No. It's only hysterical because he's president.
Is it? Maybe
like if it was just a random dude that stole the World Cup, like we'd talk about it, but it wouldn't like.
We should have made it
much, but because it's the president,
we should have made a deal with him in like 2022, where we said, "Hey, you're not going to go to jail, and we're going to give you your own reality show, and we all promise to watch." He would have taken that deal. He would have taken that deal in a heartbeat. Why didn't we think about this then? All he wants to do is be talked about and be known by everybody.
All right, just 3.5 more years, bro.
Dude, I mentioned that to my wife. I said, hey, we're 1/8 of the way through this Trump presidency. And like the look on her face was so sad. So yeah, we're already 1/8 of the way through. It's easy.
Oh my God. And you live in Oklahoma. What was this Oklahoma thing you said?
Oh God. Okay. So I'm going to pull the story up here because I don't want to misquote it. But so we have a group called Veterans on Patrol. They're not only in Oklahoma, but this is the first place they've struck. I'm just going to read the first part of this story because it cracked me up so much. Oh, it's going to make me pay for it. Never mind. Okay, I can't read this.
Yeah, that's why I didn't look at it. I was like,
I was able to read it earlier for free. I'll probably get like one free article a month or something. There's a group called Veterans on Patrol. When I hear Veterans on Patrol, I always think that sounds like old guys. I don't know why. I thought that was like old veterans. Oh. They all appear to be about 30-ish or under. But they are an ultra right-wing anti-government group that believe that weather radars are actually being used by the government to control the weather. So they have decided that they have to take out all the weather radars in the United States. So they hit one in Oklahoma City like a week and a half ago. There's a video of the guy jumping a fence, and like he killed the power and like the cooling unit or something. Like there was a playbook for how to do it, and he actually didn't get arrested that night, but he got arrested for something else like 2 days later, and then they realized that it's the same guy on tape from the power station. from the weather station. So they got him in jail, and then this group, Veterans on Patrol, came out and claimed responsibility, and they said that this is just the beginning, and they want to try to take out. Oh God, I wish I could read the article. It was they want to take out several of them all at once. Like they're trying to plan some like coordinated attack. So now in Oklahoma, all of our weather radars are being like guarded by armed guards and stuff because of this group. They have a big presence in Oklahoma and Washington State, apparently, but they have a presence in like every state. But that's their two biggest presence. The guy's got like I saw the guy's got like 40,000 Twitter followers, and whoever the head of it is, he's always talking about these. He says that the government is trying to use these weather stations to control the weather, and that is a straight up attack on God, and like he's not going to stand for it. So it's like a religious anti-government thing, and like these radars are clearly being used to control the weather. Like that's what they think. So
oh my God.
Yeah, so we're definitely living in like the dumbest timeline possible. So
oh my God.
I'm in the middle of Tornado Alley, and I got a militia group trying to take out the weather radars. Super.
Dude, it's like almost every day I wake up and I think, yeah, I go to bed and I think, oh, we can't be this society can't get any dumber. And then I wake up the next day and I turn on the news and it's like, oh, the society got dumber.
Dude.
Like, how did we just keep getting dumber and dumber? Like, what is going on in this world?
The thing that I always think about is during COVID, our good buddy Clint lives in Colorado with you. We were talking. Remember when we were like, man, 2020 isn't 2020 wild? Remember when we thought that it was like a 1 year thing?
Totally.
I remember in the middle of 2020, Clint stopped me and he was like, "Hey, like this isn't like just a 1 year thing. Like this is a trajectory that we're on, and 2021 is going to be worse, and 2022 is going to be even worse." And like when he told me that, I remember I was like, "Yeah, you might be right, but hopefully not." And like I think about it all the time. So I'm like, man,
wow, that was a smart prediction on his part for sure.
It's a trajectory. Like things aren't getting better. We're going to keep heading in this direction. And he was so right.
How do we head the other way?
A cataclysmic event, some kind of a near extinction event that takes out most of us and makes us retreat into the caves and start from scratch.
Well, after talking to my uncle the other day, which is a good episode, by the way, yeah, he's got me thinking a lot about just like how the ruling class just kind of rules us all, and like, maybe they don't need 8 billion people in the world.
I'll say this, money always is going to win in the end. So even if something like that happened where we had a total reset and everybody went back to zero, like certain people would get rich and then they would control everything. Like I think in 1,000 years, we'd be right back to the rich cabal controlling everything. I think that's how it's meant to be.
But I'm just saying, like, I would imagine they just want people to die.
The rich?
The rich just want the normal people to die. They want to keep enough of us around to like supply them with planes, yachts, and stuff. But
they need to keep all of us around that they can to buy the things that they're selling. That's you need to keep growing the consumer base. If the consumer base starts to shrink, then profits and stock prices and everything shrinks with it. GDP. So they got to keep us alive and doing just well enough to keep buying their shit.
No, what they really want is us. They want just enough slaves to build their yachts and their airplanes and to fuel them up and keep us going. And they don't need all these people to do all that.
I'm telling you, I think like right now Amazon is down big time. Like they did a Prime Day just the other day that like went terribly. I think it was down like 41% or something like that I saw. But like that affects Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos is making dollars every day off of all these poor people ordering shit off Amazon. And if those poor people start dying off, Jeff Bezos can't afford a new yacht or whatever it might be. Like they need the consumer base to stay strong. Like that's where I always worry that they're screwing themselves. Like if they get too greedy and we don't have the money to buy their crap, then they're in trouble. So they got to let us have enough to buy their crap.
You're right. Yeah. At this point, it's a balancing act.
Yeah.
It's like how we just have to keep these idiots just happy enough to keep working for us.
The sheep.
And spending money, and we can keep buying shit. Like, and that's pretty much what it is. But I feel like they're contemplating like how many can we actually get rid of? Like, can we get rid of all the Palestinians?
Oh, well, they're not buying anything from Amazon, so yeah, we can get rid of
So
them.
yeah, exactly. They're not buying anything,
Yeah.
so we can get rid of them, right?
Okay.
Who else? Like the Africans? We've never like taken any
Oh,
interest
no.
in Africa
Oh,
until now. Now we're looking at Africa as a treasure trove.
So you're wrong on that slightly. We started really taking Africa seriously about 15 years ago now, and we were making inroads. Like Africa suddenly became the prize for us, China, and Russia, and we all had our little footholds in there. And then with the destruction of USAID, we lost our foothold there, and China is swooping in. China is an untapped market. Like if you're trying to grow your businesses or whatever, like
Africa?
Africa is the place where everybody's trying to get into right now, except for us. We just deserted it and left that for China and Russia to fight over. So,
No, Trump just came out and said he has interest in Africa.
oh, I'm sure now after we totally screwed ourselves in Africa, he's going to say he wants to try to get back in. Would have been way easier if we would have done that before we cut USAID, but whatever.
Yeah. Trump administration shifts to trade, not aid in Africa. Trump administration has floated deporting third country nationals. Okay. Peacemaker Trump can end Africa's biggest war. This is Fox News.
So real quick, you just said that he's shifting from aid to trade with Africa, but China's stepping in and giving them all the aid that we took away. So if they have the choice between buying it from China or buying it from us, they're going to buy it from China to keep getting the aid. So we are at a disadvantage there.
Maybe we still have name recognition, a little bit of name
But what do we
recognition.
make? We don't make anything.
It's just our name. It's like Trump. We have the Trump Towers. We have America.
They're going to be buying their goods from China or the ASEAN countries.
They're going to try and buy them from us first because we have the name recognition, and then they're going to realize that we have, our gold toilets aren't actually coated in gold, and then they're going to go to China.
Had we
like,
still,
oh, these bidets are great, dude.
If we were still giving them the aid, they'd try to buy from us first. I'm telling you right now, they know how the game is played. They're getting the aid from China. They're going to buy the shit from China. That's how it's played. You can't blame them for it.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely took our foot out of that.
Continent, yeah.
Trump is just kind of screwed over America all in all. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know. What's crazy is, and I totally believe this, like there are people on the right that think that it's been nothing but win after win after win. Like, man, this administration is going so well. And like when it's different realities.
That's so stupid. You're so stupid if you think that.
But I'm telling you right now, if they heard us talking, they would not be able to believe how stupid we are for thinking that Trump's not winning.
Hello, MAGA. If you think we are winning, you are dumb.
Yeah, I'm just telling
you.
They think you're the dumb one. That's what's great. It's both sides think the other side's. Both sides can't believe what the other side believes.
Dude, the entire world thinks we're fucking idiots.
Yes.
Yeah.
Not the entire world, but most.
Most of the world. Yeah.
There's a couple countries out there that love Trump.
All of Europe, Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
They think we're idiots. Thailand, China, Malaysia, Japan, the entire, what was it called? ASEAN agreement. They all think we're idiots. I mean, Brazil thinks we're stupid. Mexico, Canada. Who doesn't think we're idiots?
There's got to be countries out there.
Russia thinks we're idiots.
El Salvador.
Okay, El Salvador likes us, yes.
Yep.
Well, just the president, probably not the people.
Yeah, but the president likes us. Bolsonaro, if he gets back in power somehow.
He's not getting back in power.
Yeah, he likes us.
Dude, if Trump wins that one, Trump is winning. I'll give you that. Trump is actually winning.
Israel
loves us.
See, there's some countries.
They love us, but they think we're idiots because we're giving them all our money.
But they love us for it.
They love us, but they do think we're idiots.
Probably.
Yeah.
But they wouldn't tell us that to our face because they need us to keep giving them shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, all right. I got nothing else for tonight, man. You got anything else?
Yeah, I was going to ask you what country you would move to if you were going to leave the United States.
Dude, we talked about this a while ago. Like, I don't like it. It would definitely be a Nordic country, but
they won't allow us. We're too stupid. Our education system's so bad that they won't allow us there.
The whole like I'm going to Mexico or I'm going to Canada. Like you're not safe there. You need to go further.
Nope. Mexico doesn't want us. Canada doesn't want us. We have to go to El Salvador.
I'm not going to El Salvador. I'll tell you that. I'm not going anywhere in the southern equator. I can tell you that.
Well, if we keep talking shit about Trump, we might end up in El Salvador.
It's true. We very well could. Yeah, I would try my hardest to get into any of the Nordic countries, somewhere in Europe or a Nordic country first, and then if not, somewhere in Europe. France takes everybody. France is taking a lot of Muslims and stuff. Maybe we can get in there. It wouldn't be France would not be as good as the America we're at today, but if America keeps going downhill, then suddenly France is going to look all right.
Yeah. Oh, France looks great right now.
Even with what's going on in America right now, I'd still rather be here than France.
What's going on in France?
France has got a lot of issues. Macron barely eked out his last election, but economy-wise, unemployment-wise, all this, things aren't good in France, and they haven't been for a while. They have a huge migrant problem. People of France were not happy, but luckily the lady that tried to run against Macron was like super far right, and I think Trump coming back on the scene kind of helped the left all across the world. And like Macron shouldn't have won that election, but he did. The left shouldn't have won in Canada, but because Trump started fucking around, then suddenly the left won that. But
the right is never going to win in Canada. When was the last time Canada had a right leading?
It looked like they were gonna. It looked like they were gonna till Trump came back in.
That's what the Trump administration said. Like that's what Fox News was saying.
That's what everybody was saying.
Were they?
Yeah, Trudeau was very unpopular.
All right, we got to call this.
Yep.
1 minute.
All right. Have a good night, sir.
Peace.
Later.
Sometimes you eat the bar, sometimes the bar eats you.